Good afternoon, guys, and welcome back to the Toon Review YouTube channel for today's Watchalong. I do apologise for the late start. As you know, I've just moved into this new studio, and because there's nothing blocking the window at the moment until the blinds go in on Tuesday, it was playing havoc with the green screen. So unfortunately, I haven't got the green screen up and can't put the scoreboard up or anything like that. So I do apologise, but at least we have full commentary of the game. I will still be live with the commentary, so I do apologise for the late start, but we will have a match today, and it is an unchanged team for Newcastle United this afternoon. Well, apart from Joelinton missing out, Jacob Murphy comes in. So realistically, it's the same side that he's gone with for quite some time, apart from obviously Mr. Joelinton missing out through suspension. However, that's not a bad thing. You know, he'd be available for the Chelsea game. And of course, we've got Jacob Murphy coming in, who's done very, very well since he's come into the side, of course, and looking for another big game from him today. Looking for a big game from everybody. Southampton, I don't think are going to really... I can't see Southampton getting anything from us today. Yes, I know a lot of people have said, oh, they've played well against the bigger sides and, you know, they've only lost by a goal or two or whatever it may be. But this is different. You know, we're playing so well at the minute, and I can't see anybody touching us. I really can't. I think we're going to be too strong for them. You know, we've got a very compact midfield now who are playing very, very well together. We've got Miggy, who is just outstanding at the minute. Callum Wilson, who is really loving a goal. And of course, Jacob Murphy on the other side, who's, well, let's say hit the post a few times in recent events. So I'm looking forward to seeing maybe him get on the score sheet today, but we will see. Keith Dites, thank you very much for your $10 super chat straight off the belt, mate. He says, oh, lads, you should have seen us. Gannon, absolutely. Really looking forward to this game. And hopefully, you know, if we can win today, that could cement us in third or fourth for the next, you know, over the World Cup break, which is going to be absolutely fantastic. Jimmy Jones, thank you very much for your $8.99 super chat. Of course, one of our resident Hammer supporters. Afternoon all, Toon and Hammers a win today. Good luck to you guys as well. Look, I think a lot of people are confident. Certainly from the preview show, we've got a lot of confidence in the supporter group. We've got a lot of confidence within the team group as well. The team ethic is there. Everybody is playing for each other. Everybody is playing for the manager, more to the point. And yeah, we can thoroughly look forward to this game. Train strikes won't help the Mikey Magpies. I'm level-headed though. 6-0, says Otis. Yeah, good luck with that. Good afternoon, Paul. Hope for a good game. 3-0 to the Toon. 2 goals for Almiron, 1 for Bruno. And David thinks this will be more difficult than some people think, but still expect to win. Absolutely, David. I'm expecting a tough game today. I'm not expecting it to go easy at all. I think this will be a very, very tough game for us. So I think you know, if we just keep performing as we've been doing, then I think we'll be okay. I think it's a very, very important game for us. I think it's an important game for Eddie Howe as well, because he'll be looking to see not just how we perform against the bigger sides, but also against the sides struggling at the other end. Southampton are in the relegation zone. This is an opportunity for Newcastle United today to go and get something, go and win a game, and be full of confidence, because that's what we need. We need that team to go out and be full of confidence, full of zip right from the start. We don't want Southampton to come at us early on. They may try that. But I think Ralph Hassan Hoodle may just beware, because we may be too, you know, the way we play on the counter-attack, etc. I don't think that's the tactics that he would rather play. But again, we'll see. We'll see. Dave Carmichael's going 4-0 to the Toon, still saying top 4 finish this season. NUFC BM says, what do you think the score is going to be? I think I can't remember what I want. It went in the review. I think I went 3-0, same as Billy, to be honest, or Alex. I think I went 3-0. Rich is not as echoey today. Did you sort some rugs and eat loads of eggs? No, I bought some foam egg crates off the internet, and they seem to have done the job. I need a few more, but I think the major problem I've got now is just waiting for the blackout blind to go in the window, which will then make sure that my green screen will work instead of having. I've got big spotlights, and when they shine on one side and not on the other, it causes havoc with the green screen, of course. So I couldn't get that working at all. But as I say, it's slow and steady progress with the studio. So thanks for bearing with us, everybody. I know we don't have a scoreboard or anything today, but you know what? You've still got the commentary. Ian Fleming, thank you for your £5 super chat, buddy. Really kind. He says, was watching Southampton podcast earlier, and even they are going for a Toon win. Well, they can't be confident, can they, because of where they are in the league. They're not where they want to be. They're struggling. But like a lot of people have said, they've had a good run against the better sides in the league, and that might go for them a little bit today. But, you've got to think of the way we're defending. We're defending so much better. We're defending as a unit, and the back four and Nick Pope really have looked unbeatable. Sven Botman has taken to the Premier League like a duck to water. He's having a fantastic time. Of course, Kieran Trippier, we know all about him. Fabian Schär's just gone to another level, or has he always had that level? Let's be honest. Has he always had that level, and he was just mismanaged by Steve Bruce, which more the point. And of course, Dan Burns coming at left back, and now he's keeping Matt Targett out the side, who we were all desperate for to get in on a permanent deal in the summer. So it's interesting, isn't it? And well done to Dan Burn, to be honest, because he's had to come in, he's had to realise that Sven Botman's come in, and Schär and Botman have taken to a fantastic a fantastic partnership, and he's then been moved out to the left, and he's doing really well. So well done to him. But what I like today is the bench. We've got Shelvey, we've got Maximin, we've got Anderson there. We have a lot of options on that bench that maybe we haven't had in the past. And Carl Darlow's back as well, which is quite... that was a quiet one, wasn't it? Expected to be out till after the World Cup, but he's back on the bench today. So he might have an opportunity of playing on Wednesday night against Crystal Palace. So nice to see Carl Darlow back in, fit and ready. Battle Axe Beast is 3-0 to the mighty richest team in the world. Minimised set plays, says William. Indeed. I mean, I know, Ward-Prowse has had a quiet season, really, hasn't he? He's still up there stats-wise. So Alex said he's still up there. So we have to be aware of him and not give stupid free kicks and things like that away, because that would just hurt us. Alan Bredmore's going for 4-1 to the Toon. Ab says we have to beat Southampton to have any chance of third. That is no foregone conclusion. Let's show respect to the opposition. Absolutely. 100%. Just show respect. But play our football. We play our football, and the way we've been playing of late, there is no reason that we shall not come away from St Mary's with 3 points. Adam says, good day, TDR family. So glad I have the day off to watch along for the first time since Forest. Murphy is in. He deserved it. Southampton 0, Newcastle 4. How are the lads? Samsonite says, don't think Hassel Hoodle Noodle saying Newcastle had only scored 14 goals this season, when that's actually our goal difference on the press brief, and helped the Saints fans' confidence. Yeah, he's making a bit of a meal of he's making a fool of himself, actually, in not just this season, is it? It's a lot of seasons he's done this. Liam says 2-0 with Wilson and Miggy. How far is it till Isak is back, says Tom? Not far, Tom. I've seen a little report today saying he's looking to be back sooner rather than later, so we could be seeing him back in training very, very soon, which would be fantastic for all concerned, really. Isak back after the World Cup, says Anders. I think that's his main aim, but I think he could be back on the bench. He's certainly trying to get back on the bench for Chelsea. If Maxi is to play against Chelsea, I would have liked to see him get 60 minutes and not 20, but I'm okay with the team. I think he'll play longer on Wednesday in the Cup game. I think the Cup game is a big one for these players coming back from injury. I think we'll see Lascelles coming in. I think we'll see Maxi play, Shelvey play, Carl Darlow. It was either going to be him or Karius, but obviously Darlow's back and on the bench today. So there you go. Good afternoon to Rachel. Modern away there. Doug says it's not the end of the world if we get beat. Absolutely, but why should we think about that? Listen, there's no doubt about it. There is going to be times this season where we lose a game, and we just have to make sure that fan reaction isn't as ridiculous as it normally is when we lose. Yes, if we play badly, we'll say we played badly, and we'll say which players played badly. But at the flip side of that, we have to realise that we've been on a wonderful run, and we just have to keep going. Optimal Foragers says, think we're going to grind out a 2-0 win with Botman and Bruno. Team Club, same thing. Spacebar says, Maxi will definitely get a few more minutes in midweek. No need to hurry him back. That's the bonus, isn't it? We don't have to hurry him back. And I think that's what Eddie Howe is really pleased about, is the fact that we don't have to bring him back and rush him back into the side like has happened in the past, where we've rushed players back for reasons that we just didn't have a squad. But now everybody's pulling together as a team, and it's absolutely wonderful to watch at the minute. Geordie's great says, love this channel. The Toon one, happy family. Thank you very much, mate. Miggy and Botman to score, says Magpie Geordie. What catchphrases have you got lined up today, says Chippers? I don't have any lined up before I start commentating, mate. Whatever comes out of my mouth during commentary is just off the cuff. So who knows? Eddie seems to like the type of coach that doesn't allow the boys to overlook opponents, really hoping for a Fulham-type performance. Yeah, I think that's a good point, Adam, to be honest. I think we need to just play like we did at Fulham. I know we were against 10 men, but, we settled into the game very quickly. We just knocked it around. And I think even if Fulham had 11 men, we still would have dominated that game, quite frankly. KB says, good afternoon, Paul. Another great win today, my friend. 2-0 to the Toon. How are the lads from Belfast? And, of course, your splendid commentary as well. Thanks, mate. Sophia Olsen, good afternoon to you. Hi, guys. 3-0 for sure. You heard it here first. Sophia, I'd be delighted because I would have correctly predicted the score. So I'd be happy with that. Billy Trey, good afternoon to Billy Bob. Bruno will stamp his authority on the game. Hopefully, Sean can continue his form and allow our front three to flourish. Yeah, he needs to keep going because it's consistency with Sean we want to see. And he's been absolutely fantastic the last couple of games. And hopefully, he can have another great game today. Richard, who'd have thought a couple of months ago we would be happy to see Murphy starting? Exactly, Rich. But this is, again, how far we've come as a team, isn't it? And how far we've come as a club that, Eddie has transformed the fortunes of Murphy as well as many other players, and we're combining so well now as a football team. It's brilliant. Southampton's a dangerous side, said Claude. All sides are dangerous, Claude. It just depends how you perform against them. If you come out very, very strong and with that correct attitude. Adam says Paul is completely right. Of course, we could have an off day, but you have to believe Eddie Howe will have these guys focused. Well, he looks from one game to another, doesn't he? And that's the beauty of Eddie Howe. He will not. He will not be. He won't even be thinking about Wednesday's game or the Chelsea game next week. He's focused on what's coming up, and what's coming up is this huge game at St Mary's today, and it is huge. You might say, well, hang on a minute, Newcastle are fourth, Southampton down the relegation zone. How is that a huge game? It's a huge game because of where we will be mentally. If we can go into the World Cup break, third or fourth in the Premier League, it creates a hell of a morale, because you've then got to look forward to the transfer window. And if you're trying to attract big names, they're going to look at where you are in the Premier League and think, yeah, I really want to be a part of that. This club is really going somewhere. And yeah, we don't have, European football for the rest of the season, but it's what's to come. And I think that's what a lot of players will be looking at, is what's to come in the future. So we really could, finishing in them positions is really important, which is why I think it is a big game today, without a shadow of a doubt. Jandal says, all right, lads and lasses, 3-2 today. Geordie's living Doon South. Southampton's such a bad defence, we should smash them the way we've been playing. Yeah, it's never like that, to be honest. But let's hope you're right. Chelsea 0, Arsenal 1, of course, a full-time result today. What a result for Arsenal that is. Science put that Chelsea were dreadful. Who cares? Chelsea, in fact, it's a fantastic result for us, really, isn't it? Because it keeps that gap between us and Chelsea, especially if we win today. So I'm not too fussed on Chelsea losing, to be honest. Paul, you were a right raver back in the day at the New Monkey League. I think you got the wrong person, buddy. I have no idea what the New Monkey is, but never mind. And I certainly wasn't a raver. That's something I've never been able to put myself down as. Certainly not with one of the glow sticks, etc. Where are the dog mascots at, Paul? I don't know. I don't want to see them, quite honestly, but hey-ho. I haven't got the game up on the screen yet, to be honest. I'll put it on in a second. Chelsea getting beat today is good for us, says Optimal Forager. Absolutely. It's a fantastic result. because it just keeps that gap and it keeps them away from us, which is why, again, be fantastic. Julie J says players are due to come out. We're in the dark blue away kit, absolutely. And by the way, guys, just as normal through the watch-alongs, I am not watching it on Sky. I refuse to pay for Sky TV because it's just ridiculous the way they've been going on the last few years about our club. But I do have the game. But again, if I'm in front of you or behind you, please don't put spoilers in the chat. The mods are under instructions to give you one warning, and then if you keep putting spoilers in the chat, you will be removed. And we don't want to do that on this channel. We're not that type of channel. So please don't put any spoilers in there. Wait until I've commented on whatever's happened during the commentary. Then you please do put it in the chat and talk about it. But please don't spoil it for anybody else, okay? Just please. As I say, we don't want to have to remove people from the stream. So just enjoy the commentary and wait till I've mentioned it. And then, of course, you can, by all means, talk about it in the chat. But let's not ruin it for anybody else that doesn't have Sky, because there is a few people like that, to be honest. And I'm not all for throwing people out. But if you spoil it for everybody else, then we have no choice, unfortunately. But really, really looking forward to this. Really looking forward to this. And hopefully we can be a couple of goals up by half-time and just play this game out. That's the ideal situation. We will be joined by hopefully Billy and Stato at half-time to get their views on the game, which will be good. Going to go to Newcastle and we should go for a cheeky beer. Have Sky, but got the stream on. Yeah, watch it on Sky, but knock the commentary off. Obviously, you know what they're like on there. Really annoying. So Ronald says, is this on Prime? No, it's on Sky, Ronald, unfortunately. But this is going to be a cracker. It really is. I just hope that we play to the very, very best of our ability and we just dominate the game from start to finish, because that's what we want to see. We want to see this team dominate from start to finish, and I believe that's what we're going to see today. I'm under no illusion that Southampton can come out and perform. I mean, they've got Perot, Salasu, Bella Kachap, Larius, El Nusi, Ward-Prowse, Maitland-Niles, Armstrong, who loves a goal against us. But it's the front two, Walcott and Adams. I'm not sure about Walcott, to be honest. I'm really not. But let's not tempt fate. Ian Fleming, thank you for your £5 super chat again, mate. Great start to my afternoon. Rangers got beat, so come on the Toon. Indeed, Rangers losing again. They're not having a great time of it. And on come the soldiers with the poppies. Great to see. Chipper says, no matter what happens this week, the worst will be going into the World Cup is 6th. Yeah, it's a good point. I mean, that is the worst. The worst is 6th. If we compare to where we were Christmas last season, it's just, it's crazy. It's mind-blowing, actually. It really is. But again, it's just fantastic. Barbara, good afternoon. Yes, we can see your comments. Don't worry. There's just a lot of comments coming in when you got so many watching, and it's only little old me on the stream at the minute. Chelsea game next week is hard, says Ricky. We have to play very well, but I'm confident we beat them. Neil says, well said, Paul, no spoilers. Absolutely. And please don't ask, as Rachel's put there in the chat, please don't ask for any links to the match. We're not allowed to post any. We get into serious trouble if we do that. So unfortunately, we can't do that. And as I say, the mods are under strict instructions to give you a warning if you put a spoiler in, but then out you go if you continue to do it. It's because it's only fair on everybody else that's watching this who can't have access. So they are now just, of course, playing the last stand there. And yeah, indeed, Billy, thanks to all our service people, especially who made the ultimate sacrifice, of course. Yeah, the weather's certainly got better, much better. And there you go. They have played the last stand there. Just gone 1 a.m. here in Byron Bay, Australia, says Todd. Big win coming up for the Toon. Love your work, Paul. Thank you very much, mate. Again, I'm sorry I don't have the studio background today. It'll all be sorted over the World Cup period, of course, because Billy will be doing the Chelsea game next week, as that's a home game. But there will be a big blackout blind in here, so I'll be able to put to block the window out, and of course put the green screen on. So I do appreciate that. Normally you're used to seeing a background with a scoreboard on and that, so I do apologise today. But hey ho, it is what it is, and we're just about to kick off. Southampton will get the game underway here. And remember, no spoilers. I can't stipulate that enough, guys. I don't want anybody to be thrown out, but you know what? It has to be done for those people that are listening to the commentary. So we're very, very almost away. And it's going to be Southampton to get us underway at St Mary's. Massive game, this. And a few empty seats I'm seeing as well. Indeed. Callum Wilson looks right on his heels, ready to go and chase the ball down at 101 miles an hour. There we go. We're underway and immediately back with the Southampton keeper who goes long. Little flick on there to Walcott now. Walcott trying to get a quick crossing towards Che Adams, but it's way over his head and comes to Dan Burn. Burn plays it away for Newcastle up to Murphy. Murphy's got Ward-Prowse on all over him. That looked like a free kick on a shirt pull, but Willer comes across and gives him assistance and belts the ball out for a throw-in, an early throw-in to Southampton. Interesting that they were very, very quick to press on Jacob Murphy there, and I think that's something that maybe Hoosen Hoodle Pot Noodle will be trying to get the Southampton players to do. But their confidence is all over the place at the minute. I'm just hoping we can stamp our authority very early. Here's Fabian Schär on the ball, immediately looking to the left to Jacob Murphy, who's got a bit of space now on the left-hand side. Right, he's gone a left foot cross, just floats it up towards Callum Wilson. But the goalkeeper is out very quickly to claim the ball. But good movement there from Newcastle United. Really good movement. Of course, the away end is packed, as per usual, from the Newcastle United fans. Again, Callum Wilson not giving the keeper much room to get a goal kick, but he's standing outside the penalty area. And he's not going to move, just so the goalkeeper can kick it. Why should he? Ball bouncing around in the centre circle at the moment. Bruno looked like he pulled Armstrong back. He did. It's a free kick to Southampton. So not really anything happening in the first couple of minutes of this game, but Southampton do have a free kick here, which Ward-Prowse is going to send forward. Again, you can see that discipline. The Newcastle back line staying very resolute, so he goes short. Ward-Prowse now, he's taken out by Jacob Murphy, but no free kick given. The referee allows play to go on. Murphy did apologise for his tackle, which was a bit of an oof. It was completely mistimed, I think, but never mind. So Southampton go along again towards the left-hand side. Trippier wins the header. Ward-Prowse, who's seen quite a bit of the ball at the minute in the opening couple of minutes of this one. Played forward again towards the old Walcott and Che Adams. Bruno claims he's won a free kick. A throw in, but the referee says no. Here comes Southampton now. Down the left-hand side, tried to get the cross in. Great block by Kieran Trippier. Trippier's not happy with the referee, probably about the decision about that throw-in, which was as ridiculous as they come. Southampton have a throw. It's clear that the aim for Southampton here is to go long. It's going to be a long throw into the Newcastle penalty area. Isaiah says, never give James Ward-Prowse freebies. Absolutely, and that's what we've got to cut out, because we've done that the past couple of seasons. We've given penalties and free kicks in his territory, which he's punished us with, and we can't afford that to happen today. Here comes the throw right into the penalty area, headed away by Fabian Schär. Jacob Murphy gets to it, and he's away on a run. No, it's Joe Willock, and we know what he can do. He plays it to Murphy. Has Murphy got the pace to beat Ward-Prowse? No, Ward-Prowse comes across and defends very well. Otherwise, Murphy would have been away there. Good defending from the Southampton skipper. But Newcastle, again, looking to break very quickly, and that's what we've been synonymous with this season, is the quick breaks that we've had to get away from the opposition players. Bruno's played the ball forward towards Callum Wilson. Right by the touchline now, Southampton being pressed into the corner, and it's not a great clearance. And it's a Newcastle throw in deep in the Southampton half, which Big Dan Burn takes. He finds Callum Wilson. Wilson is not going to be shrugged off the ball that easily, but good defending by Southampton. 3 players on Callum Wilson there, by the way, and he got it. Now Southampton are trying to quickly break. But again, we come across brilliant interception from Sean Longstaff. Bruno now Miggy for Newcastle to Bruno. Out to the right-hand side, he finds Kieran Trippier. Trippier rolls it in. That's lovely football from Newcastle. Longstaff down the right-hand side. Oh, my goodness me. Shove a needle in my mouth. That was really close. The goalkeeper came for it, got nowhere near it. I think that's what put Callum Wilson off. And eventually, Callum Wilson was a couple of foot away from getting the ball. But that was a chance. Great build-up on the right-hand side. I thought initially that Longstaff had overhit that cross, but I was wrong. And credit to Longstaff because he made the ground up there. Trippier rolled it in to Willock. Willock, a lovely little layoff. And the cross I thought was overhit. The Southampton keeper nowhere near it. And Callum Wilson literally a foot away from giving Newcastle the lead there. Real opportunity. Robert, hiya from Malta. Thank you, Robert, for tuning in. Remember to hit that like button, guys, if you are enjoying the stream. And, of course, if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button and become part of this fantastic community. And you can even become a member if you hit the join button just underneath the video itself, which will mean you support the channel every month. So thank you that. Julie J says the referee is a bit of a plank already. Well, he'll be under his instructions. And, of course, we have our old mucker Mike Dean on VAR, which doesn't bode well for Newcastle United, but let's hope we don't have any VAR controversy today. But a very interesting first 5 minutes. I think we've been all right. We've looked good when we broke. That's certainly coming forward. Dan Burn is going to take a throw-in for Newcastle United just over the halfway line. The referee has slowed play down for some reason. I'm not sure what's going on there, but Dan Burn is now going to take the throw. Newcastle, of course, in their blue kit with yellow shorts. Lovely touch by Bruno there, but well intercepted. The ball thumped forward by Southampton, but it comes to that holy one for his first touch of the game. And Fabian Schär goes immediately back to Nick Pope, who immediately thumps it long as he had Shea Adams breathing down his neck there. Not the... Bit of a risky back pass, that, but never mind. Wilson looked like he was pushed there. The referee says no. But again, Newcastle all over Southampton in midfield. Again, with Longstaff doing most of the pressing. But unfortunately, give the ball away there. Unlucky. But I'm liking what I'm seeing from the Newcastle midfield 3 so far. Really getting stuck in, pressing very, very quickly. So that's good to see. Southampton have it deep in their own half. Good pressing again from Miggy this time. Not giving, but that's fantastic defending. And to be honest, that's what we want to see from Miggy. Good pressing, making Southampton make mistakes. Trippier is in on the left-hand side, but here comes Southampton now. Shea comes to cover for Trippier, who's caught out a little bit up the field. Armstrong now for Southampton. Tried to play a little ball through for Walcott, but Walcott wasn't on the same lines as him there. Newcastle trying to break quickly through Murphy, but they've given the ball away again. And Southampton now come forward through Theo Walcott. He whips a cross in. Good defending by Fabian Schär. And that's going to be a throw into Southampton. Good job that Schär was switched on there because that was a dangerous move. Theo Walcott and his man bun there running down the right-hand side. He was onside, got the cross in really quickly, but very good covering from Fabian Schär to clear the ball away. Larius was going to take the throw in, but now it's wow. He's built like a brick house, isn't he? Southampton have a throw in. Salisu is going to take the throw, and he's drying the ball with a towel, so it's pretty obvious what he's going to do with his throw in. It's going to come in again on a long throw, and Newcastle have got to defend this and defend resolutely. Salisu's throw right into the penalty area, but the holy one comes out. He doesn't get the ball. He's dropped it, and it's running around in the penalty area. Armstrong now. Good covering by Sven Botman, but that's going to be a corner to Southampton. Manchester United are a goal down at Aston Villa already. Leon Bailey has scored after 8 minutes, so what a start for the new manager, Dick Emery. Anyway, it's a throw-in corner to Southampton. we do look a little bit shaky. I have to admit, we're not really sort of up to the level that we're used to just yet. Anyway, Ward-Prowse with the corner. Oh, good defending again for Newcastle. There's players falling all over in the penalty area. We look to be just a little bit disjointed at the minute at the back. However, it's all the way back to the goalkeeper now for Southampton, and he plays it long. No offside. Fabian Schär is underneath that to nod it down. This is good play. Shot comes in, and Pope has to touch it wide. It was a good shot. It was low. It was going in the near side. And Nick Pope was taking no chances with that one and touches it round for another Southampton corner. It wasn't the greatest of headers, actually, from Fabian Schär, but it was creeping in the near post, and Nick Pope's certainly not taking any chances with that. Past couple of games, we've taken a little time to warm up. We have, to be fair. But we have to make sure that when we're in these little cold spells that we don't concede. But coming up to the 10-minute mark now, corner comes in for Southampton. And Nick Pope is underneath that, and he holds on very, very tightly to that ball. Che Adams is all over him, but Pope shrugs him off. Southampton certainly are pressing us the early in this first 10 minutes. They've obviously got a game plan to come at us, just like we would press against them. Dan Burn to Joe Willock now. Willock back to Bruno. Bruno turns away from Ward-Prowse and lays it back to Sven Botman. Botman will just gently stroke that back to Nick Pope. Pope will then go long out to the right-hand side looking for Kieran Trippier. Trippier gets the nod on. Sorry, it was Almiron that got the nod there. Played forward again for Newcastle. Nobody there. And Southampton have time to bring the ball down, play it out again. Fabian Schär steps up again brilliantly. Plays the ball through for Callum Wilson, but just slightly overhit there. And it's back with the Southampton keeper. That was an opportunity. Definite opportunity there. Brilliant from Fabian Schär. Love the way he does that. Steps out against the defence. He reads the play so well. And it puts us on the attack literally immediately. But just overhit the pass towards Callum Wilson, who was almost having a clean run through on goal. Again, pressing the goalkeeper. The ball, Bruno with the header. He could have brought that down, to be fair. Somebody should have given him a shout that he had a bit of time. Ball played forward towards Che Adams now. He gets above Kieran Trippier. Trippier then, makes up for it. Lovely shoulder. Just brought the ball down and then tripped up. And it is a free kick for Newcastle United. Clever play that from Kieran Trippier. Just making sure that he felt the foot and he thought, right, I'll go down. Let's just ease the pressure. We've got to be careful here because we have started quite slowly, but we have had a couple of opportunities. That cross from Sean Longstaff, which was completely missed by the Southampton keeper, and literally Callum Wilson a foot away from putting the ball in the back of the net. But Nick Pope's had to make a save as well. So it's been an interesting first 11 minutes, that's for sure. Long ball now from Newcastle from the free kick. Wilson is trying to, he's screaming at Murphy to press. Murphy not doing his job there, and Callum Wilson very aware of that, screaming at Jacob Murphy to get up the field. So Murphy, if Murphy's not going to do his job, he's going to be damn well told by Callum Wilson. He's still going at Murphy. So you could have cut that out, get up front, put them under pressure, use the press like we've been doing in previous games. Bruno underneath this one, wins the header again for Newcastle United. Two Southampton players go for the same ball. Miggy plays it forward towards Wilson. It's in the air. It's high in the air. Wilson is underneath this, chests it down, and good clearance. And it's gone for a Newcastle United throw in. Southampton claimed there was a foul there. I'm not having that in a million years. Look at the size of you, man. He went down like a bloody pigeon feather. Get up. Throw into Newcastle on the right-hand side now with Kieran Trippier. We've got to start putting our stamp on this game here. Trippier, lovely little ball through the legs to Grimeres. Bruno tried to find Miggy, but he's straight back on the rebound. The passing just not quite there yet for Newcastle. Bruno goes down, claiming a free kick. He's not going to get that in a million years either. Miggy again, good pressing from Newcastle, and it ends up with a throw-in to Southampton. Way deep in their own half on the left-hand side. Villa are now 2-0 up against Manchester United at Villa Park. Lucas Dean with the goal after 11 minutes. So 2 goals in 11 minutes for Southampton, for Aston Villa, and they lead Manchester United 2-0. Robert says we're missing Big Joe in the midfield. Yep, I think we are actually. Certainly what I've seen so far. But I'm not too fussed about the midfield, to be honest. I think we're all right. He is Willock now for Newcastle. Lovely little play over his head there, and that's sliced out a play. We have a throw in. Salisu there just completely slicing the ball and made a bit of a muck-up of that. But, hey, that's their loss. And it's going to be Kieran Trippier to take the throw in on the right-hand side now. Coming up to 14 minutes gone in the game, and we are pressing them now with Miggy. Miggy's hit the right foot cross. It's really high, and Southampton keeper is underneath that. No problem at all. And he puts Southampton on the break with Ward-Prowse now. Outside to the right-hand side to Armstrong. Armstrong's cut inside Dan Burn. I don't know what the hell Dan Burn was doing there. He just sort of fell to the floor like a... Southampton now with Che Adams up front. They are putting the pressure on. The cross is going to come in. It's cleared away by Fabian Schär. And now Miggy's back helping out defence as usual. Back to Fabian Schär. Schär's not going to be rushed here. Little ball into Miggy. Miggy to Bruno. He's got Willock on that side. And Dan Burn starts to push up the field. He's got Walcott to deal with, but he just shrugged Walcott off the ball there. Good play from Dan Burn. Willock, he's going to go right looking for Callum Wilson. It's a wonderful ball from just too heavily hit by Wilson. They'll get me words muddled up there. It was a brilliant move. Trippier's been caught out there, stepping up. But again, Newcastle try and win the ball back. It's certainly end-to-end stuff at the minute. It's an entertaining game. And here comes Southampton. The ball floated over looking for Walcott. Was never going to find him in a billion years, never mind a million. And Dan Burn steps out. And was that a foul on Bruno? Referee's allowed play to go on at the minute. And I think he will blow this time for a foul on Longstaff as Bruno shrugs off the challenge. So we got 15 minutes of just over 15 and a half minutes of the game gone. And at the minute, it is Southampton 0, Newcastle 0. Not the greatest of starts by Newcastle United. However, Pope's had to make one save. We've gone at them at the other end, but haven't really tested the keeper yet. So we're just sort of warming up into this game, I think, here. Ralph Hasenhüttl, pot noodle, going for a walk around his technical area there. But it's a free kick for Newcastle in the centre circle, which Kieran Trippier will loft forward. Again, good header away. And Southampton trying to break now. Che Adams on the right-hand side. Well, that's not Che Adams, sorry. It is Larios. And he can't get to the ball. Now, Bruno, lovely. He's just so calm on the ball. He's got players running at him at 300 miles an hour, and he just does not panic. Trippier turns it back to Nick Pope, who had, once again, Che Adams breathing down his neck. Pope's gone long. Salisu's under this. No real danger. He plays it back to the keeper. Miggy's on him at 100 miles an hour, though. You can never, ever tempt fate with Miggy because he's just there, isn't he? In sort of a flash of an eye, he's there. Bruno's under hit that pass again. And it's all the way back now to Nick Pope. Pope swings it out to the left to big Dan Burn now for Newcastle United. Dan Burn plays it inside to Murphy. Murphy, lovely touch back to Dan Burn. He's lost the ball there. Not great play that from Dan Burn. Southampton playing it long, looking for Che Adams. Absolutely nowhere near that. That's heading for the corner flag. Kieran Trippier's come back to help out. And plays it up the line to Miggy. Miggy, he dummied it. That was almost a good move. Longstaff plays it to Callum Wilson. Wilson, a beautiful turn. Surely been held back there. The referee says no. Play goes on, but great play from Callum Wilson there. Bruno now. He sees Willock out on the left-hand side. Joe Willock takes it down on his thigh, then goes for a run. Brilliant play from Joe Willock. And he's beaten his man there. Is that a foul? He's going to win the corner anyway. Great play from Joe Willock. That's what I love to see with Joe. Getting the ball and taking players on. Larios there just didn't have an answer to his pace. Just flicked it round him. He was away and he dove in to win the ball. And Joe Willock knew that it was the last touch of him and just left it to roll. Larios not very happy that it went for a corner. But tough shit, Mara. It is. Now, this is where we need to make it count. Put it on the big man's head. I'm really looking for Botman here. I want to see Botman score a goal. In fact, I don't give a shit, really. I just want us to score a goal. They played it to Bruno on the edge of the box. Now out to Trippier. This has definitely worked on. Oh, and Stuart Armstrong has to clear the ball because Sean Longstaff was coming in at the back post. Good play from Armstrong. That very, very, again, training ground corner that from Newcastle United. Well worked on. Longstaff coming in at the back post. Would have had a tap in, but good header from Stuart Armstrong to clear the ball. But again, much better from Newcastle. Much better. Coming up to over 18 and a half minutes gone now. We have another corner. Will they play this short or will they just swing this one in this time? bright sunshine at St Mary's at the moment. There's the corner. Keeper's missed it. He's fumbled it. Oh, just couldn't get the ball back across there. Dan Burn at the back post. The keeper made an awful meal of that. And that will give us some hope moving forward in the game, hopefully. But Southampton now break forward. But the ball, that's poor from Che Adams. He shouldn't let the ball go out in that situation. Dear me. I mean, I'm not sure what's going on with Che Adams' hair there. It's looking like a bit of a... It's looking like what I've got on the wall here. Nice and spongy. But still, we have no goals, guys. But that gives me optimism that if we can get some crosses into the box, this keeper is nowhere near it. Absolutely nowhere near it. Bruno's touch a little bit heavy there, but it comes to Willock, who's had a very good start to this football game. He brings it forward now. Burn making a run forward. Willock just plays it back to Bruno. Bruno back to Willock. Willock assesses the situation, sees who's making a run. He's found Murphy on the left-hand side. Murphy, he's going to go back to Dan Burn. Burn, he's got Bruno in support, but instead uses Botman. Botman turns. He's going to have to go back to Fabian Schär, and Fabian Schär back to Nick Pope. Pope plays it straight for Bruno. Bruno out to Fabian Schär now. Fabian Schär steps up, plays it back to Bruno. Bruno, little flick round the corner, back to Fabian Schär. Southampton trying to press, but Newcastle playing the ball well. Not a great ball that from Fabian Schär. And it's cut out quite easily and puts Southampton now on the attack with Armstrong on the right-hand side. He's got Larios. He plays it into Che Adams. Adams has got Armstrong in support. He's got Larios behind him. Larios now turns onto his left foot and gives it to Ward-Prowse. Ward-Prowse then back out to Armstrong. On the right-hand side now, Southampton, little 1-2 give and go. Armstrong gets the crossing, headed away by Dan Burn. And good communication there from Newcastle not to get muddled up. And Bruno's played for a free kick and won it. He's done well there, Bruno, because he played it away. He's gone down using the Southampton player to get a free kick. I'm not sure how much contact there was, to be honest, but that's where Bruno is very clever at winning free kicks. So, yeah, it's now going to be Dan Burn, or is it going to be Nick Pope? It's going to be Nick Pope. West Ham have taken the lead at home to Crystal Palace. A goal from Ben Rama after 20 minutes. So far, Man United 2-0 down to Aston Villa on Dick Emery's debut. And West Ham 1-0 up. But here, just over 21 minutes gone. No goals yet. We're slowly coming into the game a little bit more here, Newcastle. It hasn't been the greatest of starts. But then again, the first half was terrible against Villa. Ball played in. Bob shares underneath that. Dan Burn takes that down very, very well. Just lays it up to Bruno. Bruno, quarterback role, plays a long ball over the top, looking for Miggy. Miggy at 100 mile an hour. The keeper's had to head it away. Willock's won it back for Newcastle. It's bouncing around here. Wilson takes it down, but just couldn't control the ball. But again, we're looking dangerous when we go forward, without a shadow of a doubt. Good pressing from Longstaff again to win the ball back. Trippier's thundered the ball forward off Longstaff, but the referee's blown for a free kick. I think he's given that against Longstaff for a pull. I'm not sure why, but that's a little bit harsh. Yeah, for Hudson, is Murphy even playing? Murphy hasn't had a great start, but we're 22 and a half minutes into the game. Just let's see what happens. We're in this game. We're all right. Southampton have had that one shot on goal, which Nick Pope comfortably saved. So I wouldn't be panicking just yet. It's still 0-0 here. And we know we have the firepower. We've got some good players on the bench to come on as well. So let's just see if we can get into this game. Long ball from Southampton played. Great header from Dan Burn. Again, but Longstaff wasn't in offside position. Murphy now pressing Salisu, and it's played all the way back to the goalkeeper, who will go out left. That's a terrible kick from the keeper. Miggy's onto it, and now it's Callum Wilson. Chance here for Newcastle. Longstaff. Oh, what a miss! Oh, my goodness me. How's he missed that, Sean? He's offside, actually. But a big opportunity for the Toon, and we don't get it. But this Southampton keeper is looking all over the shop, man. And I mean all over it. Good pressing again from Murphy this time. Forces the keeper into a terrible play. Miggy rolls it into Wilson, but Wilson is actually offside. It was good play from the Southampton defender. And it wouldn't have counted anyway had Sean Longstaff scored. He'll be disappointed with that finish, Sean, there. But I think he went to just roll it past the keeper, who did make a good save. But it was good defending by the Southampton back line there to realise and sprint it out to get an offside. But that was better from Newcastle. Good pressing by Jacob Murphy. Bruno falls to the floor. He doesn't get the free kick. And Southampton now with Walcott just on the right-hand side of the box. Ward-Prowse played. What a ball that is, but well defended by Fabian Schär. Poor touch from Murphy. Really bad ball. Puts Newcastle back under the cosh again. But we win it back now. Two sides who are definitely pressing each other hard at the minute. Trippier into Longstaff. Longstaff, lovely little layoff for Miggy. Miggy's in here. Can he cut back on his left? It's bouncing around. Wilson! And he hit it with his left foot that went flying wide. Miggy's claiming handball. Miggy is screaming handball, and it will go to VAR, I think. But of course, it's Mike Dean, who's blind as a fecking bat. Miggy's having a word with the referee. Has it gone to VAR? Are we going to get a VAR check? Because Miggy was certain that was handball. Oh, interesting. Interesting. He's got his arm up straight away for a handball. This angle will tell us. Oh, I tell you what. That's the Newcastle fans all claiming handball as well. Now they're looking at an offside here. Now, if this is onside, we may get a penalty here. Longstaff's touch was fantastic little layoff by Longstaff. That's a handball for me. I'd say handball, but the referee said no. VAR say no. Play goes on. Bullshit! Anyway, here come Newcastle now with Murphy on the left-hand side. Byrne is making the massive overlap. Dan Byrne now plays the ball across. It wasn't the best ball in the world, and that's where I think Dan Byrne suffers a little bit at left-back. With his overlapping, and then suddenly, he's got to try and whip that ball across. It doesn't really happen. But here's Byrne again. He took a bit of a heavy touch there, and it's gone out of play. That's not great from Dan Byrne. But that just proves what we can do when we break with speed. Lovely little flick from Longstaff there. Miggy was away, but we don't get the penalty. But there we are. Jimmy says, "Good day, man. How are you tonight? Looking for a 3-0 win. How are the lads from Perth, Australia? Hope you're well out there in Ausland. We've got a lot of subscribers out there." Dan Byrne wins a good header. Playing a bit of head tennis going on at the minute. Bruno heads it down. Byrne there again. Leversu now is going to go back to the goalkeeper. Now, this is where we should be putting pressure on him because he hasn't kicked very well all game so far. That one is a little bit better. Flicked on, but it's going to come to Fabian Schär, who covers really well. And again, Schär into Longstaff, who was taken down there. Newcastle have got the throw in. It looked like a foul on Longstaff. Why is not... Strange decision. However, it is a throw into Newcastle midway through the Southampton half. We are just beginning to turn the screw, I get the feeling here, guys. The screw is definitely being turned. Bruno goes back to Trippier, who plays a lovely ball across to Fabian Schär. Schär pings a first-time ball out to Murphy on the left-hand side. Murphy, now, does he fancy a run against Larissa? He does, but he wins the throw-in. Newcastle edging again closer, just beginning to force the play a little bit here against the Saints, but we just need to give this keeper a real test, give a real shot to save. Steve saying it's not a handball, fair enough. Good play by Bruno. Tried to play it through the Ivan needle. Wilson tried to get Bruno involved. We are pressing Southampton back here. There's no doubt about it. Almiron now tried to lay it into Longstaff. Not a great ball. Forward again from Southampton. Schär is underneath it again to Trippier. Trippier rolls it to Botman. Botman will go all the way back to Nick Pope. No chances being taken for Newcastle United. We're certainly warming into this first half. There's no doubt about it after a slow start. Nick Pope hits a left-footed ball now into Murphy. Murphy brings it down well into Sven Botman. Botman has got Trippier out on the right-hand side. Lovely ball. Trippier patted it down, plays it over the top, looking for the pace of Miggy, but it's just going to roll out of play. Tyson says, "What's wrong with Murphy? Seems not interested or tired today." Yeah, he doesn't look at it, if I'm honest. He doesn't really look at it. Not sure what's the matter, but listen, we'll keep going. We'll keep going. He could pop up and do something really special, but we'll wait and see. Southampton now with a throw in deep in their own half. Played it down the line. Trippier wins the header. Shea, who's been absolutely solid so far today. Wilson now on the right-hand side, can't keep it in play. But again, we're pushing Southampton back. We'll keep on pushing them back. And that's what we've got to believe. We've got to keep going. Rolls-Royce, calm as you like. Yeah, I mean, look, I just think that the two centre-backs just are superb for us. Really calm on the ball. Don't do anything stupid. And don't even attempt to do anything stupid. They just do what's needed. People saying bring on Max. He's not going to bring him on in the first half. You may as well forget about that. That's not going to happen unless there's an injury. But here comes Southampton now testing the speed of Sven Botman. He's got Walcott all over him. Botman, superb. Just rolls it into Bruno to take the pressure off immediately. Good football from Newcastle again. Willock turns. He's got Burn in support, who then lays it up to Bruno. Bruno out to Burn. Burn takes his time. Forces Southampton to come to him, then gives it to Bruno, who can look up and play a beautiful ball to the right-hand side. Kieran Trippier's in absolutely acres of space. Miggy's screaming for it. The ball can't get across. Then it's flicked in on the outside of the boot. Willock's at the back post here. Pulls it back. Miggy's shot. It's deflected. That was an opportunity. Willock brilliantly wins the ball back for Newcastle United. Superb work from Joe Willock there. Bruno again has a man out on the right-hand side, which is again Kieran Trippier in a lot of space. Brings it down, plays a first-time ball in. Great turn by Murphy. Murphy on the right-hand side, plays across and he's overhit that, but it does come to Willock on the far side now for Newcastle. Willock cuts back in on his right. Against Larissa, cuts back in his right, plays it in. It's not the great ball at all. Bruno was screaming for it on the edge of the box, didn't get it, and Byrne wins a header, but it's way out of play. And a throw into Southampton, but we are turning the screw. And that is the main thing for us. Larius is down here and looks like he's going to have to come off. He's making that substitution thing. Wow. Again, if those crosses were just a little bit more precise, we could have gone in front, but we definitely having the better of the last 10 minutes, 10, 15 minutes, without a shadow of doubt. Looks like a hamstring for Larios. Larios is just in a little bit of discomfort in his hamstring here. Jimmy says, superb commentary, son. Thank you very much, Jimmy. Geordie Lad says, we need to take our chances and we will score more in the first half. Yeah, we've took a while to grow into this game, but I think, certainly last 10, 15 minutes we've been right on it. Right on it. And, this... Larios is down here and saying that he's got to come off. Look, if he's got to come off, if this is his hamstring, he's got to come off. It's pointless even trying to keep him on the pitch, to be honest. I mean, Maitland-Niles has been playing for Southampton. I mean, I don't think I've mentioned him in commentary. Elyounoussi, mind you, how bad is it? Southampton really don't have that many household names that are, when you're doing commentary that you've flown with, but it's not happening. But anyway, he's making his way off the field now. I think Southampton are going to have to make a change. 32 minutes gone. Indeed, they are making a change. Alison says, Sky on mute. Great commentary from you as always. Thank you very, very much, guys. I do appreciate it. If you are enjoying it, please do hit the like button. And if you're new to the channel, of course, please do hit the subscribe button. Come and be part of the Toon Review community. You can become a member as well if you want to donate a monthly fee to the Toon Review by hitting the join button just underneath the video. And you can donate to the channel throughout the stream if you hit that $sign in the bottom of the live comments. That'll take you through that way. So thank you very much. Yeah, Southampton given the last few instructions here, and they are going to make a change. With a hamstring injury like that, it was clear that he was going to have to come off. So why wait? It makes no sense at all. Why wait? Just get the bugger off and get on with the game. But I think Southampton know they're under a little bit of the cosh here the last 10, 15 minutes, and they've had to do something drastic and slow the game down. So Larios is off. And it's another guy. It's Lavia who's come on. Not a bad. Lavia's a decent player, actually, even though it sounds like he has a lady part. But I think Southampton have wasted a little bit of time there just because they knew we're starting to turn the screw. And they've decided to just change it a little bit now. But they have a throw in. Here we go. Back underway. We just need to keep our concentration levels, keep our pressing, and we're doing all right. Tyson, thank you very much for your $19.99. Really appreciate that. Thanks for all your hard work, Paul and TDR family. How are the lads from California? Come on the Toon. Thank you very much, Tyson. Jabba Dabba Doo, thank you very much for your £5 super chat. Come on, lads, we got this, he says. Indeed, we have. I think if we just... What I want to see, certainly towards the back end of this first half, is us pressure this keeper a bit more, because I think he's there to get at. And I think we can get at him. But he hasn't really had a shot to save. He's had a few crosses to deal with, which he's looked edgy. Some of his clearances have looked very edgy as well. So I think he's there to be good at. And I'd just like to see us try a few more shots. Here's Longstaff into Wilson. Wilson, lovely little lay off to Miggy. Miggy is through on goal here. And Miggy! He's done it again, guys! Miguel Almiron, brilliant goal. Suck my big toes with cream cheese on them. That was a fabulous goal. And just a sign of Miggy's confidence right now, guys. Just brilliant. Brilliant. I thought he might have laid it across to Murphy. Again, it comes from a poor goal kick from the keeper. Trippier heads it down to Longstaff. Sorry, Miggy. Miggy into... Brilliant interaction from Newcastle United. Fantastic stuff. Then Miggy's got Murphy, but he skips round the defender and just rolls it into the back of the net. This guy is on fire, man. Brilliant. Wilson did so well there to lay the ball into Miggy. Miggy, what the defender was doing, I'll never know. He tries diving in on Miggy and he just got nowhere near it. Miggy just lets the ball roll past him and then he just strokes it in the bottom corner. This guy is so high on confidence right now. But Newcastle United, it's been coming. It's been coming, guys. The last 15, 20 minutes, it has been right there. And Miggy puts us in front again. 35 minutes gone, and it's Southampton 0, Newcastle 1. Brilliant finish by Miggy Almiron. Now, come on. We can go and absolutely hump these. These are awful. Fabian shares a ball, but a foul on Miggy Almiron will just slow play down. I mean, Miggy's on fire. Your defence is terrified every time. What a brilliant move it was, though. Little one touches again between Longstaff, Trippier, and Callum Wilson sends Miggy through. Brilliant, brilliant all-round play from Newcastle for that first goal. Joy to watch that. And Miggy's finish, just so calm, collective. He knew he was just going to stroke the ball. Good pressing again by Jacob Murphy there. Forces the keeper to go long. Burn is under it. Burn's header doesn't get very far, though. Now, Armstrong for Southampton. Do they have any answer to Newcastle's dominance so far? Dynamics Detail, and thank you very much for your $8.99 super chat. Much appreciated. George, thank you for your tenner, mate. He says, Super Miggy. Indeed, you're not keeping that in sunshine. Throw in Newcastle right at the corner flag. Thank you so much for your super chats, guys. It does mean a lot. But look, the deadlock is broken. Hassan Hoodle Doodle Doodle Pot Noodle is not very happy at all. He's saying something in his breath, saying, I don't know, he must be a shit manager. But they were one behind, and it was coming, let's be honest. Slow start again from Newcastle, but the last 10, 15 minutes, you just got the feeling we were putting the pressure on, something was coming, and it happened to be another Miggy left foot goal. Brilliant stuff. Brilliant, brilliant. Now, it's very important that we obviously stay switched on now. We don't give anything away. Try and get a second or just see out the first half. But here comes Southampton on the left-hand side. Trippier's been brought in a little bit. That's deflected out for a corner. I thought Nick Pope was going to catch that, but... it's a corner to Southampton. Harry Ord, thank you very much for your £2 super chat. Now third in the table. Get in. Indeed, Harry. Get on. Get on. Just keep rising like a phoenix from the flames, guys. We really are. Suck my toes with cream cheese may have come out of my mouth when we scored there, so I don't know why, but it did. Corner to Southampton, flicked away. Southampton now will try and press again. Well, he's letting the ball roll out for a throw-in, presumably because he's going to let Salisu take a long throw again, which we've dealt with throughout this first half. It is going to be Salissa who's going to throw this one in. It's like I can't do my 10 times table to quantum physics. Interesting. Not slow, Paul, just sussing them out. Yeah, maybe. I mean, it is sussing them out as well. But we did look a little bit dodgy with the passing. It wasn't quite there, but, hell, if that's our only criticism, then so it doesn't bother me in the slightest. Here we go. Salissu's long throw in again. And that's gone all the way to Nick Pope. Good defending. Look at Dan Burn and Botman, man. They're just like absolute lions. They really are. You shall not pass. Sophia, thank you very much, Sophia Olsen, for your £10 super chat. Much appreciated. Poor old pot noodle hoodle looks like soggy pasta. He does, actually, yeah. He's not very impressed. A lovely ball again, looking for the run of Miggy. Longstaff pushing forward as well. Here's Trippier into Sean Longstaff. Longstaff into Miggy. Miggy, lovely turn and goes for the byline. This guy is just hyper at the minute. And he's forcing Southampton to go so deep. But he's done well, actually, the defender there. Really well. But again, the pressing from Newcastle is wonderful, but that's a lovely ball out to the right-hand side. And Southampton now coming forward with Maitland-Niles in absolute acres of space. Che Adams is in a good position here, but Bruno comes back to help out, and the ball rolls back to Nick Pope. Brilliant. I love the way we're coming back and helping out the defence. It's a defence as a team. It's super. Space passers need to concentrate here. Nothing silly. Absolutely. Absolutely. Just keep it calm, keep everything in order, and let's just see out the first half. And then just kill them off second. Kill them off. Here's Callum Wilson, who had that wonderful touch. Lovely ball by Bruno out to the left-hand side. Can Joe Willock keep it in play? Of course he can. Good effort from Joe Willock again. Cuts back onto his right. Inside to Wilson. Wilson, little 1-2 with Joe Willock. Willock's left foot. Clip in. Oh, and just over the top from Sean Longstaff. Superb move again from Newcastle United. And that was brilliant effort by Longstaff. Look at the ground Longstaff makes up to get in the box here. Absolutely superb. Brilliant little ball in and just over the bar. Brilliant move. Clipped in. Sean Longstaff diving in. Maybe could have done a little bit better if I'm being a little bit overcritical. But look, fabulous move again. And just over the bar from Sean. Great running again. Absolutely great running. Brilliant little one-touch football from Newcastle United. And Southampton clearly just have no answer to this kind of football. They just have no answer at all. Armstrong now. I mean, yes, Nick Pope had a save to make in the first 10 minutes, but since then, there's been nothing. And we really are pressing. We're causing them all sorts of trouble. Again, our centre-backs just look like King Kongs. They really do. Massive, big, hairy gorillas at the back there for Newcastle. Thou shalt not pass. Coming up to 42 minutes gone in the game. Southampton 0, Newcastle United 1 is the latest score at St Mary's. Armstrong has it for Southampton on the right-hand side. He's going to cut it into Chan. Nice turn. Adams has a real chance. He's gone down under pressure from Bruno. Referee says, get up, you fanny. No penalty. Jesus Christ, if that was a penalty, that would have been harsh. Wilson pressing. We just need to stay strong here. We're under a little bit of the cosh towards the end of this first half. Southampton on the left-hand side. Ball comes across. Burn wins it, and it's going to come to Thou Holy One just to settle things down. And, well, I don't know what Che Adams is complaining about. I mean, it was a lovely turn to get through Fabian Schär, but then Bruno comes in. Nah, there's nothing in that. There's nothing in that. How the hell can he say that's a penalty kick? Honestly, clearly in Mike Dean's eyes, it wasn't a penalty kick either, which makes a nice change. But Southampton are pressing us here, guys. But brilliant win back from Bruno, who plays it out to Murphy, who has been very quiet in this first half. I have to say, Murphy plays it all the way back to Sven Botman, who has Bruno in support. Bruno has Trippier out in support, but it's not a great ball from Bruno. It's won back by Southampton, but Kieran Trippier brilliantly wins that back. Superb football from Newcastle. And Bruno brings it away, rolls it into Wilson. Wilson's collided with straight away. Botman, that's a terrible ball from Botman. And it put Newcastle under pressure, but Schär is there. The ball is like a pinball at the minute. Nobody can get a grip on it. Southampton have a player down. It's clearly a head injury to Walcott here because it was blasted away by Fabian Schär straight into Walcott's head. And rightly so, the referee blowing the whistle there because he looks a bit dazed. But there was a passing. Wow, that really did. And he sort of stumbled and then he went down. But the thing about this is that the last minute or so, Southampton were giving the ball away. We were then trying to ping a pass. The passing was shocking. We would give the ball away numerous times there for no reason. It was back and forwards. It was incredible stuff. But there you go. And here we see in Miggy's goal again. Lovely ball to Longstaff into Wilson. Wilson, there's a lay-off to Miggy. And then the Southampton defender comes sliding in. Miggy just lets the ball roll past him and then just tucks it in the bottom corner. He couldn't miss. I don't really know what Maitland-Niles was doing. He was nowhere near the ball, but I don't give a shit, quite frankly. We're 1-0 up. And look at those Geordies in the background there, just loving life in the sunshine. Brilliant. Geordie lad says, if one of our defenders makes a mistake, the other one saves them. Yeah, I mean, they're just coming across and being there for each other. And that's what it's all about, guys. That is what it's all about. Later scores in the Premier League. Villa still 2-0 up against Manchester United, but Crystal Palace have equalised at the London Stadium. Wilf Zaha with the goal. So it's 1-1 there. All these games touching on half-time now. Southampton having good conversations with each other, wondering what the hell's going on. They're all over the place. They're probably saying, Jesus Christ, we can't stop this Paraguayan kid on the left-hand and the right-hand side. He's just absolutely awesome. They're probably saying, I wish we had him in our team. Anyway, it's going to be a drop ball, which Southampton will obviously take control of possession as they had it when the referee blew his whistle. Sean Longstaff saying, well, hang on, I'll kick the ball up the field, but I don't think Newcastle get away with that. A quick ball by, that's superb defender by Kieran Trippier. Ward-Prowse was sensible there. He played, as soon as the ball hit the ground, he played it on the half volley, trying to catch us out. But you don't catch Kieran Trippier out that way. Anyway, here's Joe Willock outside of the boot. Lovely ball down the line towards Wilson. The keeper's come out. And, it was Murphy it was aimed at. But the keeper did well there. 4 minutes of additional time at the end of the first half. We're in the first minute of that so far with Newcastle United 1-0 up here at St Mary's. I mean, this is just dream world for us. We're playing so well at the minute, Newcastle United. We really, really are. But we need to see out this first half. We've just looked a little lack of concentration. Maitland-Niles has it on the right-hand side now for Southampton. He rolls it down to Che Adams. Adams has got Botman with him. Botman just will not let him through. Maitland-Niles, this is dangerous. Stuart Armstrong in a very good position. Ball played across. Oh, it's missed. What a miss that is by Elyounoussi. That was the chance that Southampton were waiting for, and they should be level. I'm not sure what Hoosen, Haddle, Hoodle, Pot Noodle is screaming about. He just missed the chance. Good build-up. Great work from Che Adams and Maitland-Niles. Armstrong's ball is brilliant, and Kieran Trippier just switched off for a second there, and Elyounoussi, wow. Wow. It was literally a tap-in, and he's ballooned it over the bar. That is a shocking miss. Shocking miss from Elyounoussi. We've got away with one there, guys. There is no doubt about it. So that is the warning. That is the warning to us to say, look, you need to stay switched on. It's a goddamn awful miss. It should be 1-1, to be fair. He got around the back of Kieran Trippier there a little bit easy, and he's absolutely, flabbergasted he's missed that, but it was a terrible miss, guys. It really was. Absolutely awful miss. And that is Southampton's chance. It really is, and hopefully they won't get another one, but we've got a man down here, which is Sean. No, it is Kieran Trippier holding the back of his left leg. That looks like his hamstring as well. Uh-oh. No, I'm just hoping that's not good. Gareth Southgate is in attendance for this game today. And, wow. I really do hope that's not a hamstring injury for Kieran Trippier. Because if it's a hamstring, it'll see him out the World Cup. That's awful news. He did stretch for the ball. I'm just trying to see where he picked that injury up. Maybe it had already happened. That's why he wasn't. That's why he wasn't too quick. He's come back on the field. That's interesting. I mean, if that's a hamstring injury, you've pulled his hamstring. Why take the risk? Anyway, we'll see how he does. Because immediately they throw the ball to the right-hand side to test him anyway. Fabian Schär is there. Bruno flicks it on. We're coming into the last minute now of injury time. Southampton have certainly had the better of injury time. We've just took our foot off the gas a little bit here, and we've looked a bit ropey. So we definitely just need to see this first half out. Dan Burn takes it on his chest and a little bit too slow, and then gives a free kick away. No, Newcastle's free kick. I'm not sure what that was for, but I'll take it. And that should just see out the first half, and then we'll get Kieran Trippier looked at. And I'm sure if there's any risk at all of him having a pulled hamstring or a strain or whatever it may be, he won't come back off. He won't come back on. Could be an impact injury, yes, indeed. But we won't know until the second half kicks off. But anyway, Fabian Schär is going to go along here and see out this first half. The injury time is over. And the ball is bouncing around now. And I'm sure the referee's going to blow up for half-time very soon. Trippier plays it long into the box, headed away by Southampton. And Southampton are going to get a break with Stuart Armstrong here. I'm not sure where the referee's getting all this additional time from, but never mind. We play on. Botman is on him. It's played inside now. Lavia's gone out to the left-hand side. Southampton putting a little bit of pressure on Newcastle here. They seem to have woken up after we took the lead. Good pressing again from Joe Willock, though. Great pressing from Joe Willock. He's had a sensational first half, Joe Willock, but there's a free kick to Southampton there. I'm not sure what for. That's a bit of a daft one from the referee. I'm not sure what he's given a free kick there for, but it's going to be Ward-Prowse to take it. I'm sick of the cameras panning on Ralph Hasenhüttl. Why? You know what it is? It just like he looks like Jurgen Klopp, doesn't he? Just always looks like he wants to kill somebody and complain. Anyway, here's Ward-Prowse with a free kick right on half-time. Headed away by Newcastle United. Willock has the ball, and surely the referee is going to blow. Indeed, he does. That is the end of the first half, and it is Newcastle United who go in the lead, thanks to that little Paraguayan magician again, Miggy the Smiler Almiron. Lovely little finish after a wonderful, wonderful break from Newcastle United. And Elyounoussi missing an absolute sitter at the end of the first half for Southampton, which does make sure that Newcastle go in front, go into the dressing room in front with the goal from Almiron on 35 minutes. We really did go to pieces there in the injury time, and that was not great. But hey-ho, we're going to have them spells where the opposition do have a few more chances than us, and it was very important that we stayed very, very resolute. Look, they've missed the opportunity. We're 1-0 up, and, we can only say well done to the lads. They're doing what they need to do at the minute. There's been a few good moves in that first half, some very good moves. Breaking with pace. I think Murphy's been off the pace. I don't know what's the matter with him today. He doesn't look at it at all. So I think at some stage, the obvious substitution for me is Murphy off and ASM to come on, because I don't think Murphy's done at all well in that first half. He's been very, very quiet. And of course, he did get a bollocking halfway through the first half when he wasn't closing down quick enough, and Callum Wilson certainly told him what he thinks of him. But you know what? Midfield, I think, have been all right. I think Willock's had a fantastic game. Longstaff's been really good again. And of course, obviously, Bruno playing that sort of quarterback role. He's given the ball away a couple of times, but then he's won the ball back. So let's not dwell on that. I think the midfield have been great. Again, the two centre-backs have been solid. There's only really that chance at the end there for Elyounoussi, which he's put wide of the post, which he'll be very, very disappointed about. Willock and Longstaff have been excellent, says Spacebar. Totally agree. Botman is sublime, says Gallagher Brown. Mark of a class team, not gone through the gears, but all good. Yeah, look, I mean, how often we say things like that? When we're not playing very well, we still fight for each other, and that's what it's all about. We've got to fight for each other. Just be in there, get stuck in, and even when we're not playing very well, make sure that we take something from the game, which is certainly what we're doing at the minute. There's no doubt about that. David says, Willock, excellent. Murphy being Murphy, so ASM on with 20 minutes to go. Paul, your stream is in front of my Sky. How does that work? I have no idea, matey. But look, I don't get a dodgy stream. To be honest, it's something I've got an agreement with. So it's I don't know how it's ahead of Sky, but there you go. ASM for Murphy says Wagner, Murphy and Willock have linked up well a couple of times, Matthew. Yeah, but he hasn't been at it for me, Murphy. But anyway, we're joined now by Mr. Statistician himself. Alex is with me. Good afternoon.
Afternoon. How we doing?
I'm all right, matey. What do you think of that first half?
Yeah, it was good. A little bit disappointing with their clear-cut chance towards the end, but apart from that, it was very good. Even in our big wins recently, it's taken us time to get into the groove, and I think we've got that lead. We can definitely come out in the second half and attack again.
First goal was it was a cracker, wasn't it? Absolutely lovely one-touch football from Newcastle. Wilson then laying it into Miggy, and I don't know what Maitland-Niles was doing defensively, but Miggy just stayed calm, let the ball roll past him, and then just a lovely little finish.
Yeah, he just didn't give up. The tenacity of Wilson to stay on his feet and try and lay it off. The tenacity again of Miggy to just try and keep going. Murphy provided himself as an option. They're really struggling to understand who to pick up. I mentioned this months and months and months ago that when we talked about our 4-3-3 and our system and our shape and the way we play, that similarly to Man City, you don't know who they're going to pick up. You don't know who to pick up because they rotate. This is the best iteration of that I've seen us play so far with Longstaff and everybody else.
Yeah, don't worry about that. It's the pipes are calling.
But we've got Longstaff, we've got Willock, Murphy, Miggy, Wilson, all making similar runs in different places, and they just don't know who to pick up. Like Longstaff's been right wing, left wing, back post, front. Like they just don't know who to mark, and it's helping a lot. And this is, we've lost a bit of physicality without Joelinton in the middle, but these two are offering something a little bit different. It looks good. It definitely looks good considering this is no Maxi, no Isak, no Joelinton. We do look very good.
Murphy, the only one that really looks to be off the pace a little bit.
He's done a few nice things. I just don't think he's as technically gifted as some of our other players. But he's still important to the shape. He did a lot of good things in the first half an hour. A lot of important pressing, and then it's kind of gone off a little bit. His defensive cover was to be desired. We need to improve that left side a little bit because they're creating an overload. And Burn and Botman, it's basically Burn's getting caught out, and he has to follow his man, and then they're playing this ball through, and Botman has to come out and cover, and then there's just big holes. So we need somebody to wide cover, whether it's Willock, Murphy, Longstaff, but we need an extra body. So whoever's going to, arguably if you bring Maxi on, he's also not going to do that. So, but I'm sure Eddie Howe will point that out at half time and they will try and adjust because if we leave that hole open, they definitely can score from that. So we've got to be careful.
Yeah. I'm just going to take a 5-minute toilet break, Alex. So if you can just look at the comments and maybe just have a chat about them just while I'm gone. I'll be a couple of minutes, mate.
Not to worry. I can't actually see the comments. I don't have access to that, so I'll have to improvise. Trippier holding his hamstring at the back end of that half. Not what we want, is it at all? Fingers crossed. Well, he made it through to half time. Obviously, Eddie Howe and the staff tried to get him through to the end of the first half, so they could reassess it at half time, which is great. So fingers crossed, it's not too bad. He did manage to play the set piece, but he was holding it. Obviously, on the bench, who's he going to go for? Potentially just put Target in at right back and see how it goes. That's what he seems to have done in terms of substitutions recently. It's not the best option, but it's what we've got at the moment. We talk about squad depth. Unless he's going to try and play a different shape, he might possibly then go to a back five and move Murphy. You never know. I doubt it, though. I would imagine Trippier is going to start at the second half because this is what they've done in previous times is that they'll try and give him 5 or 10 minutes of the second half and then reassess. And if it is bad, they'll bring him off. So we'll see, but we're definitely much more of a threat with Trippier in the team. We do need him. In terms of substitutions, we haven't really got much physicality on the bench in terms of the midfield to bring on apart from Shelvey. It's not really physicality, but I'm still very impressed with Longstaff and Willock. It's not quite clicked, but it's close. Longstaff's been making some very interesting runs. Willock's definitely up for it, but things have just not quite been bouncing the way we'd hope. It's getting close. Miggy, everything Miggy touches just seems to turn to gold dust. So it is clicking for him. Those final balls, those final movements are working, which is great. Wilson's been a really, really hard worker. It's not quite fallen for him. Fingers crossed he gets a few more chances. Bruno's been fairly solid, winning the foul when needed. But they are getting a little bit more joy than I'm comfortable with. We could do with just tightening up a little bit, improve the tactics, because they are getting some dangerous balls in. And yeah, I think probably I would agree with Paul. I think Murphy's, if I was to criticise anybody, I mean, we're winning at the end of the day. We look like the better team. We're 1-0 up away from home. So I don't really want to be criticising anyone. I just think Murphy in the final sort of 15 to 20 minutes of that first half could have done a bit more. I'm not sure instructionally who they want on wide cover. It seems to vary. But still competent in the pressing. He's been available on the back post a few times, as has Longstaff. Pope's been good as well. Distribution's not been too bad. Saved when required. Keeping everything nice and calm. And Bruno nice and steady, spraying the ball about. Unfortunately, it went a bit array once because they are trying to. They know how we're going to play. They are trying to stop the Trippier and the Bruno show. It is very difficult to stop, and we'll have to just see what happens in the second half. They do have some reasonably good players. That El Nayusi's playing very well. Obviously, he scored against us last time we played with Southampton. I think it was at St Mary's. Did he score? It was one of the times he scored. So we've got to be careful of him. And they are having some joy on that right side. So we've just got to make sure we maintain our intensity, because there's no way they are going to not be able to maintain this sort of level. I highly doubt it. I know they're a pressing team anyway, but we are very, very cutthroat and very aggressive at the moment. So if we can maintain our fitness levels, hopefully we can see a repeat of what we've seen in recent weeks, and we can see a few more goals go in. Be nice to get some set piece luck. We are very, very dangerous from set pieces. I think there was, I noted it down on 18 minutes, we had a funny corner that started with Longstaff and ended with Longstaff at the back post. And it went to Miggy to Bruno in the middle, and Bruno all the way out to the right to Trippier. Our corners and our set pieces are very, very well worked now, very intricate. You know, we talked at the start of the season how we were getting so many corners, nothing happening, and now our corners are quite tidy. They've done a lot of good work in training on corners and set pieces. Botman, I noted at 34 minutes he'd been outstanding, and then he did have a pass go awry, which is fine. Everybody makes mistakes, not a problem. We do need to tighten that up a little bit. I am slightly concerned about that little half space between Burn and Botman, whereas in previous matches it's been the half space between Cher and Trippier, but they are having a lot of luck attacking that area. And arguably, I think that chance that Southampton missed, I think that's probably the best value chance any team's had against us since probably Son for Tottenham was through on goal. I don't even think the Kane header was that high value of a chance. I think that the Son one-on-one is probably the best chance since that. So we've been good to obviously keep teams at bay and, you know, reduce the value of their attempts. But that we were fortunate that didn't go in. So we've got to regroup, make sure the defensive structure's on point. We don't want to give up any goals. We want to, put the foot on the throttle and go for a second goal. A lot does depend on Trippier though, because it might change potentially how we play. It's very, very, very key to set pieces. Arguably, it might speed up the introduction of Shelvey potentially, just to give us a bit more of an outball. So we'll have to see. We're just talking about Trippier and what might happen in the second half if he continues or goes off, or how we might replace him, how we might change.
Well, I don't think. Hopefully, they'll not take any risk on him if he's if he's got any sort of a slight problem with his hamstring. I wouldn't have thought they'll keep him on.
Yeah, I haven't been able to do comments because I can't see them on StreamYard. So
you can't.
No, I don't have comments on my StreamYard.
Interesting. Just having a look through some of them. Geordie 2 for Life says it's only 4 games Miggy has scored in.
He's still got 8 goals.
Exactly. The Paraguayan Messi is at it again. If he doesn't win October Player of the Month, I'll rage quit. Yeah.
I mean, we're in November now, so technically this shouldn't have any bearing.
Sean Longstaff's stats. Pass accuracy is 76%, which is really good. I mean, he's been good again, hasn't he?
Yeah, I've mentioned him a few times when you were away. We had a funny corner routine that started and ended with him, where he started it off and then he got at the back post. 3 minutes into the game, he intercepted the ball, burst onto the right wing, got the cross in. He's been integral. He should have scored as well. Fair enough, it was offside, but he's definitely had a few reasonably good chances to get the ball in the net, whether it was on or off. I think this is probably one of his strongest halves he's had in our shirt in terms of technically, and he's definitely up for it.
Just to let you know, Chris Wood is doing a very rigorous warm-up. Very rigorous, and I don't see Callum Wilson on the pitch. Trippier is out there, but Callum Wilson has not come out for the second half. Indeed, Chris Wood is going to come on. Right, Alex, thank you very much. I'll see you at full time for a couple of minutes, matey.
Not a problem. Take care, everybody.
So that was Alex there with his thoughts on the first half, and he will be back with us for the full-time analysis. Don't forget tonight as well at 6 p.m. we do have the review show with myself, Billy, Danielle, and Alex. That will be at 6 o'clock tonight. But Chris Wood is on the pitch, so I'm not sure what has happened with Callum Wilson, unless he picked up a knock in that first half. But Chris Wood is going to get an opportunity to get a full 45 minutes. David says he took a tumble in the build-up to the goal. He did, but he didn't look injured, to be honest. But maybe it's more for safety reasons. I don't know. But Trippier is back out there. But of course, as a magpie just lands in my garden. Good afternoon, sir. It's a chance for Chris Wood. And of course, we know that Chris Wood scored at the same end last season. So we'll see what happens. But Wood is on the pitch for Newcastle. And, let's face it, if he does score, it would do him the world of good. It would do his confidence the world of good for a start. So hopefully we'll be able to see something happen. I'm not going to be hard on him. Let's just wait and see how he does in this second half. Of course, yes, Callum Wilson did have an illness, didn't he? So, whether he's not just feeling 100%. That could be another reason. It may not necessarily be an injury. It could just be an illness. But the second half is underway, and we've given a free kick away. Round about 40 yards out. So I think it's a bit too far for Ward-Prowse to have a go here, but you never know. Let's just hope. Let's just hope it is just an illness to Callum Wilson. Of course, there has been an illness going around the Newcastle United camp. We do know that. So whether it's anything to do with that, he didn't look injured when he was running, or even after that tackle. To be honest, in the first half, he didn't look like he was down and out. I think Ward-Prowse is fancying this. I'd be astounded if he takes this on, trying to beat Chris, the Holy One, from this distance. I think it'd be incredible, absolutely astonishing. Anyway, here he comes. He does hit it, and it's straight into the arms of Nick Pope, who kept his eye on the ball and didn't do anything stupid. Just kept the hold of it. Did it take a deflection? No, it moved slightly, sort of in the air, but that's what you want from a goalkeeper. Just keep it well and truly in your sights and don't lose it. But anyway, Southampton are coming down the left-hand side here with Elyounoussi. And he cuts back onto his right foot. It's blocked. It comes out to Stuart Armstrong now, who plays it back to Salisi. Goes back to James Ward-Prowse. Southampton trying to build something up here on the left-hand side. Ward-Prowse. Good movement from Southampton. But again, we stay resolute. It's on the edge of the box now. Lavia plays it back to... That's a good ball through, looking for Elyounoussi. And good covering from Kieran Trippier, but the ball goes out for a throw-in. Southampton definitely on the front foot at the start of this second half. I'm not sure what Kieran Trippier was trying to unless Southampton are trying to claim a handball. I'm not sure. We'll have another look at this. Yeah, it probably was a handball. It's not in the box, though, so it would only be a free kick anyway. It was a handball, and the referee has given a free kick, actually, for the handball. There's no way in God's earth it was in the penalty area, but this is really dangerous. Really, really dangerous. James Ward-Prowse is going to take this free kick as expected. Now, what will he do with it? Plays it back. It's a textbook training ground move. Newcastle scrambling for the ball, and eventually it's volleyed clear by Kieran Trippier. Latest score from Villa Park: Aston Villa 3, Manchester United 1. Of course, Luke Shaw pulled one back right on half time. Jacob Ramsey has given them the lead after 49 minutes. Extended the lead. So 3-1 to Villa as the shot from Elia Nusi for Southampton goes just over the bar. So there were nice ball in there, took it down well. The volley, I mean, he's never beaten Nick Pope from there. Yeah, I agree, Chris. And I think it is more of an illness. What time are you at, Paul? I was behind you now. I'm ahead of you. 49 minutes and 5 seconds I am at now. So please, as usual in the first half, guys, no spoilers. So if you're in front of me, don't put any spoilers in the commentary until I've mentioned it in the commentary itself. You'll get a warning, and then unfortunately you'll be thrown out of the stream, which we don't want to do on this channel. Definitely not. So there you go. Just keep it clean in the comments, guys. Don't spoil it for anybody else, and we'll have a good watch along. Anyway, Southampton coming back at us again. Botman again just oozes class when he's on the ball. He just doesn't panic. Trippier up the line for Miggy now. Miggy cuts inside. Oh, he had Willock in a good position there, as Sean Longstaff just lets that roll out for a throw into Newcastle United. So Ralph Hasenhudl looking very edgy on the bench. He's now put a coat on. Must be getting a bit nippy down on the south coast there. Trippier. Oh, lovely. He did that last week against Villa as well when he just back-heeled. Lovely ball out for Fabian Schär to the left-hand side. Maitland-Niles can only concede the throw-in. Newcastle again getting a little bit more confidence moving forward. Dan Burn comes to take the throw-in, waiting for everyone to get the position. Chipper says, remember, we have 3 games this week. Any illness, best get off. Yeah, indeed, I agree. Don't want to take any chances with an illness as well. But look, I'm sure Eddie Howe will confirm it at the end of the game, what's going on with Callum. But listen, it doesn't matter. He's played his part. He played his part in the wonderful first goal, laying that off to Miggy, and Miggy just did the rest. He's done what he's there to do, and he had an assist in the goal. Willock, lovely little touch over his shoulder. Southampton, what we have to expect, I think, from Southampton in the second half is that they will come at us. I don't think there's anyone's a bit disillusioned with that. I think Southampton are the home side. They will want to come at us very, very quickly, which is, I think, why maybe need to try and get a second goal. That's great play down the right-hand side, but Nick Pope again, alert to the situation. Maitland-Niles did really well there. In fact, I think he beat Dan Burn a little bit too easy on that left-hand side. Just played the little nutmeg and lost him. But again, brilliant goalkeeping by Nick Pope as the ball was played across by Maitland-Niles, trying to find Che Adams, and Nick Pope dives at his feet to win the ball. Miggy with a little flick on for Chris Wood, but he couldn't get to that one. It's going to be a throw-in deep inside our own half here. I think Southampton will feel very pleased that they've got rid of Callum Wilson, that he's had to go off, because let's face it, we know what kind of problems that Callum Wilson causes when he's very, very physical, isn't he? He gets stuck in. So I think the Southampton backline will be quite happy about that. I mean, the ball's played all the way back to the goalkeeper here. Chris Wood giving chase. It's going to test us this second half. It really will test. Look how far Nick Pope's out his goal there. I think Che Adams is offside, but great sweeper keeper again from Nick Pope. He's wonderful at doing that, isn't he? He's very aware of when these long balls are going to come over the top. It's a close offside, but it is offside, but it doesn't matter. I mean, Nick Pope was literally 100 mile an hour off his line to get to that. Oh, Woods, that's another good touch from Longstaff. Brilliant defending by Fabian Scherz. Sven Botman, so aware of where the ball is. Now Murphy moving forward for Newcastle at pace. Murphy tried to cut inside 2 players. He's gone down. The referee says no free kick. Not really too many complaints from Newcastle as Southampton now come back at us down the left-hand side. Elyounoussi now. He's going to look to try and cut in on his right. There's no doubt about that. Flicks it to Ward-Prowse. Ward-Prowse off to the left to Perrault. Perrault now back inside to Ward-Prowse. Prowse inside to Lavia. Lavia's gone to Ward-Prowse again. Southampton trying to build here. Perrault back to Armstrong. Armstrong cuts into the middle, plays a ball inside, looking for Theo Walcott, but Newcastle will play it well, and the ball thumped towards Chris Wood. Can Wood cause any problems? No. Southampton get the ball back. That's where we need Chris Wood to win the ball and hang on to it. Just give us a respite. But here comes Elyounoussi again. Turns onto his right foot. Again, looking to slide it through there, but couldn't quite. And the ball is played back to Nick Pope by Murphy. Now, was that a back pass? Well, we got away with it anyway. It doesn't matter. And now Byrne brings it away for Newcastle. Bruno in support. We just need to see out these opening sort of 10, 15 minutes of the half when we know Southampton are going to push and push, but we have to frustrate them. Let them know that they're not getting through and, demotivate them. Great ball out the right-hand side. Trippier, lovely ball into Miggy again. Miggy tried to flick the ball in for Chris Wood with his left foot straight away, but good defending there. Played away by Southampton. Bruno tussling with Armstrong. Well, that was a 50-50. And Armstrong's gone down and the referee's given a free kick. But we've won the ball back. And here goes Willock. Willock into Chris Wood. Wood down now to Bruno. Bruno outside to Jacob Murphy now. Murphy cuts back in on his right foot. Back to Bruno. Bruno. His head up, he's getting pressured very, very well by Ward-Prowse. Oh, sure, that's an awful ball. Sorry, by Sven Botman. And it's put us under real pressure here. We've got Elyounoussi on the left-hand side coming through now. Elyounoussi clips it with his right foot. Che Adams! Oh, he's blasted it wide. What an opportunity again for Southampton, and they don't take it. And we've got away with one there, guys. Botman's pass was just dreadful. Absolutely dreadful. Straight to Walcott, and Southampton straight on the attack. Walcott plays it out to Elyounoussi, who plays a beautiful little chip over to Che Adams, who, he tries to slice volley it and put it in the bottom corner. And it's a good couple of foot wide of the post. As the rain is now blasting down. We've had all sorts of weather at St. Mary's today, that's no doubt about it, but the rain is absolutely lashing down. Anyway, we're trying again. We're trying and we're trying and we're trying here, but Southampton are definitely having the better of this second half so far. We just need to stay resolute, not give them a minute and get their confidence completely demoted. 56 minutes gone at St. Mary's. It is still 1-0 to Newcastle United. And here comes Southampton again down with Elyounoussi. Certainly seen a lot more of this ball here in the second half. He clips it across to the back post. Che Adams has it now at the right, the far side. He pulls it back. The cross comes in. Header is over the bar from Elyounoussi, but he is getting a lot more of the ball in this second half. He's causing us some real problems, but the rain is absolutely lashing down now at Southampton. But we just need to focus as the rain is lashing down. Of course, we see 3 Newcastle fans with no shirts on. But of course, best way, get soaked without the shirt on and then it's not getting wet. But it is absolutely lashing down. But hopefully we can stay strong. We've got to stop giving that's a terrible foul. Chris Wood is having a right go at the referee there. I mean, the elbows and everything were up. But Chris Wood did very well there. That's an awful tackle by Salisu. I mean, I don't know what he was trying to do there. Went right through the back of Chris Wood. And, of course, the referee immediately gives a free kick. But we've got to get a grip on this game now. We just got to, get more of the ball, play it around a little bit, and hopefully try and get a second goal and kill this game. He is Longstaff for Newcastle United. He's got Dan Burn on the left. He's got also Jacob Murphy. Rolls it into Murphy, into Willock. Need to see a bit more of him in the second half. Willock driving forward. Nice ball into Murphy. Murphy skips past 1 or 2. Wood with a shot, and he scores! It's Chris Wood! He's done it! He has gone and bloody done it! Lovely time, lovely blue, bloody curling shot into the corner, and take me dancing naked in the rain. Newcastle United 2-0 up at St Mary's, and Chris Wood has scored. Wow, wow, wow. Get in, my son. Brilliant move between Willock and Murphy. Murphy did well, but Chris Wood, that is a striker's finish, to be fair to him. He had his back to goal, spins round and curls it beautifully into the bottom corner. That is a great finish, if I'm honest. Brilliant finish. And he let's face it, he likes playing at this ground, doesn't he? Lovely curl and finish, and tucked into the bottom corner. 2-0 Newcastle United in the rain. Here we go. That's what I want to see from Chris Wood. Not sort of mistiming the ball or anything like that. Just an attacker's finish, a striker's finish, because that's what it was. Well, come on, Sunshine. That'll give you the world of confidence scoring a goal like that. 2-0 of the Toon. Chris Wood with the second goal. Now, half an hour left. That goal is just what we needed. Just what we needed. That looked like a push by Dan. We've got to be careful here, guys, because we're still giving the ball away in really stupid situations. Dave says, delighted for Wood. He's not the greatest, but tries his best. Look, does that make him brilliant? No, it doesn't, but it was a bloody good goal. I will say that for him. The way he turned on the ball, and now Nick Pope is going to get a booking for time wasting here, by the looks of things. Or just a warning. George T, thank you for your £10 super chat again. Super Woody says, thank you very much, buddy. Look, I mean, I don't think we need the time waste. We really don't. We're playing well. I mean, granted, Southampton have come at us the second half, which listen, we thought they might, but this weather might play a part in it because the ball is skidding all over the place, and Southampton have got to come at us, which is going to leave gaps. El Yanusi, who's had an absolutely brilliant second half so far. Miggy, great control. Not a great pass, though, into Chris Wood. It wasn't a great ball. It's over the top. Now, can El Yanusi keep it in? He can. Down the left-hand side again for Southampton. He's been their main player, certainly so far. Ward-Prowse. That's Nick Pope's all day long. Wood better at harder finishes than point blanks. He is, actually. Yeah. Mike says, I hope that stopped the hate. It's not the hate, Mike. It's not hate. It's just that, I mean, come on. Nobody can say that he's played well. I mean, that's awful again from Dan Burn. Shocking pass. We've got to stop giving the ball away stupidly in this second half. It looks like John Joe Shelby's coming on, by the way. He's having a good chat with Howe and Tyndall. That's good defending from Bruno. That's really, really awesome play from Bruno. And he's got rid of 3 Southampton players, lays it back, and Dan Burn Botman taken down there very late. He stayed down, but Trippier bursts forward for Newcastle and plays a wonderful ball into Joe Willock. It's Joe Willock for 3! It's 3-0! Kiss my ass in the sunshine, you beauties! 3-0 to Newcastle United. What a ball from Kieran Trippier. And we are in absolute dream world. 3-0. Guys, it was an absolutely awful tackle on Sven Botman. Botman stayed down. Credit to the referee, though. He saw Newcastle still had the ball, and we played on. Trippier plays a wonderful ball into Joe Willock. And what a finish by the kid. What a finish. Beautiful. Kieran Trippier intercepts the ball. He's onside by a million miles. He runs onto it and just flicks it with the outside of his foot past the keeper, and it's 3-0. What a lovely finish that is from Joe Willock. Absolutely brilliant finish. And Southampton have no answer to it. No answer at all. It is 3-0 to the Toon. What a lovely finish that is from Joe Willock. Just saw where the keeper was and just sort of rolled it with his studs into the bottom corner. And finally, Joe Willock's got a goal. And he deserves that. Absolutely 100% deserves that. Superb. Guys, I mean, what can you say? Jacob Murphy's coming off for John Joe Shelvey. I don't think Murphy's had a great game today, but hey-oh. On comes John Joe Shelvey. Southampton are making 3 changes. Harry Ord, thank you very much for your £2 super chat. We are unstoppable. Indeed, we are. Adam Armstrong's coming on. I'm trying to see who the other subs are, but I don't care, quite frankly. Really don't care. Stuart Armstrong's gone off. Jay Adams has gone off. Walcott's gone off. He's basically changed his front line. But it is Southampton 0, Newcastle United 3, coming up to the 64th minute. We are in dreamland here. Southampton, I mean, they missed the chance, of course. End of first half. They had a chance at the beginning of the second. They've missed those opportunities, and we've punished them. But here's Elyounoussi with a cross coming in. Again, good defending. Cleared away by Bruno. Looking for Chris Wood to sprint onto it. Wood, the goalkeeper, is miles off his line. George T, thank you for another £10 super chat. Super Willock. Indeed. He's certainly draining your wallet today, George. Absolutely superb this is. Here's Elyounoussi now on the left-hand side for Newcastle United. Back to Ward-Prowse. It's all about just seeing the game out now for Newcastle United in these last 25 minutes plus injury time. It's just see the game out. And of course, we're very, very good at doing that. And let's hope nothing changes with it. Armstrong, Adams and Walcott off. And Aribo, Adam Armstrong and Adozi for Southampton. So, well, Hassan Hoodle Pot Noodle's gone for it. But he'll probably blame anything. You know, I'm seeing that... Dressed man saying he'll blame the rain. He'll blame anything he can. He really will. But Southampton face a massive task here to try and score 3 goals against our defence. Here's Adam Armstrong's cross. Comes in. Headed away by Botman. Flicked away by Trippier. And away by Fabian Schär. We just defend resolutely. We just honestly stay so compact. Martin Watson, thank you for your £4.49 super chat. Great commentary, Paul, as usual. Thank you very much, buddy. Mike says we're getting worried at the beginning of the second half, as was everybody. I think we knew that we hadn't started the game very well. The half very well. We were all over the shop. And to be honest, we're still giving the ball away now, but we broke twice and scored 2 goals. And that will just be a knife in the heart of Southampton, who were really positive at the start of the second half. But they need something really, really special now. Frankie Norton, thanks for your £5 super chat. As Southampton come down the right-hand side here, cross comes in. Nick Pope is there. Hi, Paul. Watching the game with your commentary. Loving both. How are the lads? Thank you very much. Thank you for all your super chats, guys. Really do appreciate that. Eddie Howe just G'ing the lads up. 3-0 up. I mean, football's a strange game sometimes, but, this side and this belief and the defence that we have is just incredible. Botman again. Very lucky with that. Just skimmed the top of Adam Armstrong's head, but eventually found Kieran Trippier, who's in acres of space on the right. Inside to Miggy. To Trippier now. Trippier. Inside. Poor ball again. We've given it away. Adam Armstrong now. As Shelvey goes flying in. Armstrong keeps the ball, turns into Lavia now. Lavia down the left-hand side to Perrault. Perrault inside to Ward-Prowse now. Ward-Prowse goes inside again to Lavia. He's got a space on the right-hand side. Maitland-Niles out to the right-hand side now, having a run against Dan Burn. He's also got Joe Willock there for company. Maitland-Niles. Lavia, good pressing again from Newcastle United. There's just no way through for Southampton at the minute. Again, it's that phase where Southampton having plenty of possession of the ball, but we're just keeping them out. We're just frustrating them. And that's what the beauty about this Newcastle United side is, the way they work defensively. Long ball out to the right-hand side now. Chance here. He's going up against Dan Burn, and Burn wins the ball. It's gone out for a corner. Dr. Rocketor says, I must admit, Bruno hasn't been his best today. No, he hasn't. But listen, Bruno sets an example of a 9 or a 10 every game. And when he's not quite up to that level, you know, it's noticeable, which is incredible, really. But Nick Pope punches the corner away. Lavia heads it back in. Swung away by Chris Wood. Just anywhere will do for Newcastle when we defend. And here's Joe Willock now. Little spin, but well won back for Southampton. Referee plays on. And Southampton have it at the, it's on the halfway line and into Lavia now. Lavia, again, look at that resolute defender for Newcastle. We just stay high, press, Bruno in with a tackle, throw into Southampton. I mean, Bruno hasn't been great with the ball today. I don't think he's been at his best, but what he has done is, again, the defensive side of it, he's in the right places to win the ball back, and he's done that numerous times in this match. Chris Wood now giving chase, and could he get onto this? He has. Chris Wood has done really well there. Now he comes into a little few step overs, and then he gives the ball away. That's vintage Chris Wood. But never mind. Southampton come back now on the right hand side. But look at Chris Wood, desperate to get back. That's what I like to see. He gave the ball away, and he's working his ass off to get back. Adam Armstrong now trying to get a shot away on his left foot. He's trying to go past, it's Perot actually, trying to get one over Trippier. Never going to happen, never going to happen. Shelvey now just calms things down. And that's what we have missed, his ability to pass a ball like that. Skids off the surface. But Joe Willock does brilliantly to keep that in and almost sets Miggy away. But Willock wins it back. Brilliant from Joe Willock. And he's running into the box. That's tremendous effort from Joe Willock. He's stayed down. He's holding his thigh. I think he's just knackered after that run, to be honest. And he's trying to gain a few extra minutes. But brilliant from Joe Willock again. So we've got 70 minutes gone. We've got 20 minutes to go at St Mary's. The latest score, Southampton 0, Newcastle United 3. Goals from Miggy, Chris Wood and Joe Willock. It's been an all-round performance, you know, because we've had to defend at times as well. So we just need to keep that going. Southampton are the home side. They will want to press. They will want to try and get something from this game, whether it be only a goal. But at the minute, you know, I mean, you can't see us conceding 3 goals. There's just no way in hell. I just couldn't see that happening. Villa still 3-1 up against Manchester United. And West Ham still level 1-1 with Crystal Palace. Elyounoussi now, who has really, to be fair to him, come to life in this second half of Southampton. He's been way, way ahead of all the rest of them. Caused us quite a few problems. Ward-Prowse now goes inside to Maitland-Niles. Maitland-Niles, nice little ball out to the right-hand side. Plenty time here to get the ball in. But Joe Willock comes across and wins the ball. He's been absolutely brilliant. But he's gone down. That's not great. He's holding his right foot. I'm not sure what happened with Joe Willock there. They're getting the calling for the physio straight away. I'm not actually sure what happened there. He seemed to win the ball. Yeah, he stood on the top of his foot. The Southampton player. I think that's more of an impact injury. Hopefully he'll be okay. But we know what that situation's like when you get studs on the top of your foot. But Southampton have made another change. Bellend Kotchap has gone off and Coletta Carr's come on. But Newcastle are making another change. Joe Willock is going to be replaced by Maxi. So Maxi's going to get a good 20-odd minutes here in his return to the side. Great play from Willock. He's had a fantastic game today as Joe Willock. And he's going off and taking the fantastic applause from the Newcastle United fans, which he really deserves. He's took on... He's just been fantastic. I mean, even in the first half, he was brilliant. But he's gone off, and Southampton have a corner now. Maxi's replaced him, and at least now we have a really good outlet with Maxi because he'll be wanting to really get straight back into it. But here comes the corner for Southampton, headed away by Dan Burn. That's good play by the youngster from Southampton there. And a chance here. Adam Armstrong on his left foot. Shot comes in. Blazed high and wide by Salisu. Never going to trouble Nick Pope. Absolutely never going to trouble. So Maxie's on. Big chance for him here. Big chance because obviously, if we include injury time, he's got a good 20-odd minutes here to have a good run at Southampton. And certainly the way Southampton's backline is defended today hasn't been great. He'll be relishing this opportunity. It looks like the rain stopped for now. In fact, the sun's come back out. Crazy weather down on the south coast today. As Botman jumps for the header. In goes Longstaff. Bruno wins that well. Again, Chris Wood's touch not great there. And Southampton again have the ball. Longstaff comes back. Here's Perrault, but Perrault is stood up well by Kieran Trippier. They just have no luck at getting through our defence, Southampton. They'll have plenty of the ball, but they're just not getting through. Guys, don't forget, if you are enjoying the commentary today, please do hit that like button. It does help us. It does help you let YouTube know that something good is happening on this channel. And of course, if you're new and you like what you see, come and become part of the Toon Review community by hitting that subscribe button. It is free to do so. And also the notification bell, which will let you know when we go live or we upload a video. And if you want to donate to the Toon Review today, you can by hitting the $ at the bottom of the live comments. And you can join the Toon Review by hitting the join button just underneath the video. So thank you for all that. Anyway, the football is back underway now. Miggy with a poor touch. But Southampton not really. That's a lovely turn by Bruno, and he's being dragged back. That's a yellow card. My God. Just ridiculous. I don't know what Lavi was trying to do there, but Bruno, the thing is, Bruno was away. He was absolutely away. And he just dragged him back. Yellow card all day long for the Southampton defender. Midfielder, and he shakes hands with Bruno there. And Botman will take this free kick. So we've got about 15 minutes of the second half left to go, plus injury time. Botman's gone long for Trippier. Trippier, lovely ball into me. He couldn't quite take it. And Maxi came onto it. Didn't really want to go in for that 50-50. And that's understandable given that he's just come on after a long injury layoff. And he wasn't going to stick his foot in there. But it didn't really come to anything, to be honest. Southampton have it across their back line now. Father Jack, no, you're not dreaming, mate. We're 3-0 up. And this crazy run of Newcastle's just keeps going. Because if Tottenham don't beat Liverpool, we will be third going into the final matches before the World Cup when we take on Chelsea at St. James's. But now here's Perrault. They're trying to build something down this left-hand side without a doubt. They're getting El Yunusi on the ball as much as they can. And, of course, it's the normal thing back into Ward-Prowse. But the way we defend, and we're so resolute at the minute, they can't find a way past us. Here's Adam Armstrong now. He'll take a chance on his left foot, but that's straight into Nick Pope's arms. And there you go. Cameron says, I've been in hospital since Thursday. It's been a really rough few days, but this has proper improved my fettle. Newcastle United are fucking massive. Indeed. Thank you very much. Francisco, good afternoon to you. Popping in to say hi and up the tune. By the way, I'm Puerto Rican, not Mexican. Yeah, Francisco is Puerto Rican, mate. No, please don't get him mixed up with a Mexican. Now, Maxi has it just inside the Newcastle half. Longstaff, Maxi. Great play. Sets Bruno away. And he's got Kieran Trippier on the right-hand side again. Trippier with his head up, just looking for the run of Chris Wood and just plays it off the Southampton defender. And it goes for a throw-in. And he says, sorry to Chris Wood. And now we're just game managing here. That's what we're doing. Bruno back at Kieran Trippier now. Trippier. Fabian Schär, who's been absolutely solid today. Back to Sven Botman, who defensively has been solid. He has given the ball away just a couple of times, which have put us under pressure. But listen, everybody gives the ball away now and again. But now we're just really we're just holding on to the ball now, not giving Southampton a sniff. The movement is fantastic. What a ball that is by Bruno out to Almiron. Almiron running, and he cuts back in on his left. Oh, just tried to backheel it to the oncoming Longstaff, and it just didn't come off. What a wonderful move that would have been. Brilliant that from Miggy again, and good running again from Sean Longstaff. But unfortunately, the back heel was read by the Southampton defender and they managed to eradicate the situation. But here's Elyounoussi now on the left-hand side for the Saints. Can they get any joy out of this Newcastle backline? Perrault now back to Ward-Prowse. Ward-Prowse back to Perrault. Again, trying to work the lines inside to Elyounoussi. Drives it across the box. But Fabian Schär is there for Newcastle United. Newcastle have a man down as the offside flag is up and Miggy's down now. I'm not sure what the problem is with Miggy. I think they're going to make a change anyway. It looks like Miggy's coming off. Now, who are they going to replace Miggy with? I would assume it'll be Anderson. Miggy currently sitting on his arse. It is going to be Elliot Anderson. So that is a good substitution. Any slight doubt of an injury, bring him off, which he has got an injury, Miggy. He's just, it's the back of his right leg. I don't think it's anything serious, to be honest. Miggy just chatting away with the physio there, saying, yes, I'm okay. He's nodding his head. But they don't want to take any chances. You're 3-0 up. You've got just over 10 minutes of the game left. There's no need to do anything silly. As we're just seeing Miggy's goal again, I still don't know what the hell Maitland-Niles was doing, but I don't care, quite frankly. He's been brilliant today. And we see Chris Wood's finish. Beautiful goal in the rain. And, of course, Joe Willock's beautiful goal in the rain. I love the way he puts that in. He just sort of rolls it past the keeper with his studs. And it just ends up in the bottom corner. Absolutely superb stuff from Newcastle United today. But Miggy is coming off, guys. He's had a fantastic game. He really has. Javier Manquillo is coming on as well. Now, I think that'll be for Trippier. Just there's no need to take any risks. So, indeed, Trippier is coming off with Miggy. There's no need to take any risks. Just see this game out. And let's get back to Newcastle with the 3 points. I don't think that's a serious injury to Miggy at all. There's no real problem there. And, of course, Anderson coming on as well. Hugs all around for Miggy again. Having a good laugh there with Graham Jones. Obviously, talking about what they've been working on. He's not going down the tunnel for immediate treatment, so that's good to see as well. And Kieran Trippier has gone off on the other side of the pitch. Oh, no, he's come off where the dugout is. And on comes Elliot Anderson. So there you go. Gareth Southgate looking on. Steve Clarke, the Scotland manager, also is in attendance today. So he'll be having a look at Elliot Anderson, of course, to try and pinch him off England. We know that that's an opportunity for him to go that way. But look, you know, you don't want to take any chances. If there's any slight knocks, take them off, see the game out. You know, these players are working under Eddie Howe now. We have to have faith in every player that he puts on the pitch. And Elliot Anderson getting into the action straight away. Comes to Chris Wood. Wood lays it back to Bruno. Bruno out to the left-hand side to Dan Burn, who then in turn to Maxi. Maxi back to Bruno. Bruno in turn gives it back to Maxi again. Newcastle United not in a hurry to do anything, actually just keep the ball. And now Maxi tries to go on. Crab People 365, thank you for your £5 super chat, mate. Best birthday present I could ask for. How are the lads? Indeed. Thank you very much for that donation, my friend. And again, Botman's given the ball away. Not great play from Sven Botman in this second half. He's given the ball away 3 or 4 times now, which has put us under the cosh a little bit. Listen, I mean, to be honest, he's defensively wise, he's been solid as he normally is, but his passing's been a bit off today. But here comes Maitland-Niles for Southampton. Rolls it into Lavia. Lavia plays it in to Maitland-Niles. That's got to be a foul. He's all over the back of Bruno, but the referee says, no, let's just play on. And Southampton trying everything to try and pass the way through this resolute defence of Newcastle United, but they're not getting anything from us, to be honest. I mean, Chris Wood's had a couple of crosses to deal with, a couple of, balls across that he's come and collected. But as for shots, he hasn't really had anything to deal with. There was the one from Che Adams earlier on in the half, which he should have done better with, as Maxi gives the ball away now. Careless. Don't be careless. That's what I don't want to see. It's just careless passing and giving them the opportunities. Here's Longstaff now. Into Bruno. Nice play from Sean Longstaff. Great ball from Bruno down the line to Javier Manquillo now. Manquillo. It's very strange seeing him. I haven't seen him for so long, but he's got Elliot and they mix it up. And Manquillo just kicks it out of play. He thought that, to be fair, he thought that there was a run coming in, but it didn't happen. Ian McKenna, thanks for another £5, mate. Should we move London to Newcastle? Hey, exactly. Yeah. How about that, Richard Key? Stick that up your hairy pipe. But there's lots of smiles on the Newcastle United bench. Of course there is. Of course there is. Southampton have had 12 attempts to Newcastle 6, but incidentally 3 on target for each side. And, well, of course, you can quite plainly see 3 on target for Newcastle United, 3 goals. So any shots that we've put on target in this match have ended up in the onion bag. And we still lead 3-0. We've got just under 7 minutes of normal time remaining. I think it's safe to say that the 3 points are coming back to the northeast. But it's all about a clean sheet. That's what Nick Pope will thrive on, and that's what the back four and the team, to be fair, we've had that many. But this is an opportunity, and it's right back to Nick Pope now. Trying to run at the defenders there. Nick Pope balls it out to Dan Burn, who's got lots of space over on that left-hand side. Just slows the pace down a bit. Maxi comes to support. Maxi back to Dan Burn. Burn will go to Botman. Botman's got Fabian Schär. Just rolls it across the 18-yard line. And Fabian Schär's in plenty space here just to slow it down and not really panic to do anything. And then rolls it up to Manquillo now. Manquillo inside to Elliot Anderson. Back to Manquillo. Manquillo then wins a throw in. So Newcastle United just knocking it around now. And like I said earlier, it's all about just playing this game out now. Just getting the 3 points, getting on that plane home, and celebrating another fantastic result. Here's Elliot Anderson now down the right-hand side. 2 Southampton players on him. Tries to cut it back for Longstaff, but it's intercepted. And then it hits the referee, who, of course, has to blow his whistle to stop the play. So the next game for Newcastle United is Wednesday night, and it's against Crystal Palace. You'll get live commentary of that from, of course, Billy Bob Coleman, as I'll be at the game. And then, of course, Chelsea next Saturday with a 5:30 kickoff. So it'll be under the lights at the Cathedral on the Hill next Saturday to see us take on Chelsea, which is a huge game, because if Chelsea lost today, and of course, if we can beat them next week, there's something like 9 points, I think it is, between us and Chelsea going into the World Cup break, which is quite sensational. Anyway, here's Maxi midway through our half, just looking for a way out. And he finds a way out. Oh, he's away. Brilliant from Maxi. Oh, how we've missed that. Lovely stuff. And now John Joe Shelby, midway through the half, rolls it into Bruno. Bruno now plays it into Chris Wood. Wood, just didn't quite come off there. It was Longstaff, actually. They look very similar when they're running, those two. And now Adam Armstrong tries to break a course against his former team. He'd love to score. He'd certainly love to put one past us. Here's Ward-Prowse now, 30 yards out, rolls it to the right. Southampton desperately trying to get something out of this game, and Dan Burn blocks the shot, and it's a corner to Southampton. Nusi had switched sides there for a brief moment. Let's have a look. We're not creating any chances now. Well, we don't need to, Robert, to be fair. We don't need to create chances. Just see the game out in a professional way. And that header by Salisi is blocked, and it goes for another Southampton corner. Chris Wood's frame in the way. You've got to remember, we don't need to do anything stupid. We don't need to press Southampton now. We're 3 goals up. See the game out, get home, and that's it. Geordie Lad says, Paul, my team are doing fundraising on Saturday, so I'd love to see you on Saturday for you to donate. Absolutely, mate. Just hopefully I'll see you around the ground on Saturday. I'll definitely pop some cash in. Southampton just have a header that's tipped over the bar by Nick Pope. It was straight at him. I think it was going over, but Nick Pope certainly wasn't going to take any chances. But another corner to Southampton here as they press to try and break their duck in this game. But Newcastle's defence is not the best defence in the league for any reason. It is there because it is the best. And certainly the way we defend is just so resolute. Great pressing by Sean Longstaff again, and having to force Southampton back to the goalkeeper. I'm not sure what the hell's going on that left-hand side there. But Southampton with the ball. Great tackle by Sean Longstaff. But Southampton come away with the ball. He's looking absolutely knackered, Longstaff. He's had a busy day. Ward-Prowse into Perrault. Just stood up very well by Elliot Anderson. Southampton trying to play it around in a triangle, but they have to go back. Silly Sue now plays a lovely ball in. Elliot Anderson's fallen asleep. Perrault is going to score. And the deadlock is, the zero has gone. Southampton have got to go back through Perrault. And it is 3-1. And the clean sheet is gone. That's unfortunate. Elliot Anderson switched off here. Perrault, he knew what he was doing. He just sort of walks away. Elliot Anderson's looking at him, and then he makes a run. He's quite frankly just disappeared into the sunset. Byrne came across, dived in, didn't get there. I think it's annoying them, to be honest. It's annoying that they've conceded the goal. You can see that the way they've reacted there. They're very, very unhappy about conceding. It's all about clean sheets. But listen, it's a goal. Southampton have one back. They have made an effort in the second half, Southampton. They have really tried their asses off. So you could say it's a deserved goal for them, a deserved consolation goal. But here come Newcastle. Elliot Anderson's in miles of space, and Longstaff didn't see him. He was in absolutely acres of space there, and he didn't find him. Here's Maxi now, spinning on the ball. And Southampton are really pressing the ball now, really trying to get at us. Botman's missed it, but shares across there. Southampton are finishing strongly. Well, look, the team ethos has gone a little bit, really, when you make all those changes. It's bound to happen that things don't quite result in the way you want it to. And a few of the passes are astray and they're not on the same wavelength because these haven't played together for so long. But we've got an opportunity here with Bruno. Bruno is bundled to the ground, and that's a free kick, and that's going to eat up some time. And Bruno just says, right, I've got a bit of cramp, so I'm going to pull my feet back. The 90 minutes are up. Let's see how long we've got for injury time. As the referee helps him to his feet, we've got 4 minutes of injury time to see out. Which Newcastle, I have no doubt, will. We just need to just stay a little bit more resolute. It was a poor goal to concede, to be honest. But you've got players on the pitch who haven't played in a while, like Manquillo. Anderson's not a defender, switched off, didn't really follow the run of Perrault. As Bruno hits a shot, that is simply magnificent from Bruno Guimaraes. And Newcastle United have finished it off in absolute style. Wonderful goal from the new father and the absolute priest of Newcastle United. It is 4-1. Bruno from around 25 yards into the bottom corner. Wonderful strike. And Newcastle see the game out. Little 1-2 with Maxi, and a beautiful curled shot into the bottom corner. Good night, Vienna. Brilliant shot inside of his boot, and that just curls all the way around everybody into the corner of the net. And my God, what a finish that is from the Brazilian midfielder. And it's 4-1 to Newcastle United. And do you know what? It hasn't. I've just seen a comment there saying we haven't been vintage NUFC. But my God, when you're still not vintage and you're winning 4-1 away from home. Incredible. Absolutely incredible. What a finish that was, by the way. Honestly, thoughts on man of the match, Paul? I'm going to give it to Joe Willock. I think Willock was outstanding today. I really do. I think he was absolutely outstanding. Great to see him get a goal as well. So I think just brilliant. So Joe Willock for me was man of the match. But we'll talk about that more on the review show. Don't forget the review show, 6 o'clock tonight. We'll be looking back on this game and having a chat about it, and of course doing the all-important player ratings. So don't forget to join us at 6 o'clock. Crowtails88, thank you for your £4.49 super sticker, buddy. Really appreciate that. Southampton have been simply destroyed. Wow, Perot goes for a shot, which ends up near the corner flag. The game is done and dusted now. There's no doubt about it. We're 4-1 up away from home. We have just destroyed Southampton today, as we are seeming to do with a lot of teams that we do play against. Do I think the performance has been brilliant today? Probably not. I think the second half has been a bit of touch and go. But listen, how good is that when you're still not... Well, you're not at your best today, but you still win 4-1. I think Christ on and bike. That's the expectation levels now of this football club. That's where we stand. Unbelievable. But there you go. George T, thank you for another tenner. Super Bruno, there's my pension gone. It is, George. Sorry, mate. But it was your decision to do that, not mine. So thank you anyway, mate. Really appreciate it. But we got we got 1,200 people watching, which is superb, guys. Thank you so much for joining me for the commentary of today's game. Please remember to hit that like button before you leave the stream. And of course, if you're new to the channel, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and become part of this fantastic community on the Toon Review. Nothing really going on in the game at the moment. The Southampton are trying to get another goal. We've got about 20 seconds left of injury time. Which way is the referee gone here? He's calling John Joe. For God's sake, there's 10 seconds left of injury time. What are you talking to John Joe like that for? Just a foul. Get on with it. Pleb. Absolute pleb. Anyway, Ward-Prowse is going to swing a free kick in. The injury time is up here, guys. So I expect if Newcastle clear this, there is the full-time whistle. It's another dominant performance from Newcastle United. And we just go on and on and on and on. We rise to new levels that we haven't seen for such a long time at this football club. The good times are back. There is no doubt about that. We have some players to be very, very proud of. We have a manager that we just love. And let's not forget, some of these players were here at the time when things weren't going well. But they've stepped up to the plate. They've listened to Eddie Howe. They've worked with Eddie Howe to improve their game. And quite frankly, superb. Absolutely brilliant today. The football itself, was it that spectacular for the 90 minutes? No, it wasn't. But, once again, we defend resolutely. Disappointed maybe to concede a goal. But, hey, you win 4-1 away from home. You're not going to complain, are you? Absolutely brilliant. Eddie Howe, big smile on his face. Joe Willock, a huge smile on his face. It's absolutely superb. It really is. And quite frankly, we're in dreamland, guys. In dreamland. We feel like we're floating on a wave of clouds above the Mediterranean Sea, just playing our harps, drinking our wine, and loving life at the minute. It is tremendous. Absolutely tremendous. Callum Wilson, somebody's just said he looks like he's got COVID because he's got a snood on. If he had COVID, he wouldn't be near the team, to be honest. But there you go. We'll just wait for Stato to come on and get his final thoughts before we close down the stream. Absolutely superb. Absolutely superb. 3 cracking goals in that second half, you have to say. And well done to Chris Wood. Absolutely. I think he's probably going to get the highest mark that I've ever given him since he's been at Newcastle United. I've got no doubt about that. But you will have to join the show tonight at 6:00. To get any thoughts on that and see what we rate the players. But wow, I mean, you know what? We turned up today. There was a few players who, listen, you don't see Sven Botman give the ball away a lot. He did that a lot in the second half today. But his defending was still superb. His defending was awesome. Jacob Murphy didn't quite get into the game as much as I'd hoped he would. But there you go. That's what it is. But listen, Chris Wood came on, played the second half, scored a fabulous goal on the turn. And then Joe Willock, about a minute later, played through by Kieran Trippier. Beautiful ball through. And just, it's the way he finished it, because he just sort of rolled it with his studs into the corner. And there you go. That was 3-1. And then a wonderful, wonderful goal from Bruno at the end. Just 25 yards out, curling it round the defenders and the goalkeeper. And it just nestled in the onion bag. So we have to be very, very proud of the players today because they did have some defending to do. There's not, we have to give credit where credit's due. Southampton really did come out at us in the second half and came out at us hard. But they couldn't break us down. They did towards the end, but that was it. We've got Stato with us, Alex. 4-1.
Oh my word! What a game!
Yeah.
Whew. I don't even know what to say. We're in third.
I mean, it's strange to say that we weren't at our very best today, but to come away with a 4-1 win when we're not at our very best, it's quite some achievement, really, isn't it? It's just quite just where we are now as a football team.
Look, I mean, we've had situations in the last decade where, apart from Leicester, we'll put that to one side, but we've had situations where you've had Southampton in the first half of the season pushing really up high. We've had certain teams, West Ham in recent years, we've had teams, there's always been that one outside team that just does really well, but it drops off. Their underlying numbers aren't quite there. It's a hot streak. Yeah. That's not the case with us. We are playing well. We're dominating teams, home and away. We're taking points off big teams, small teams. This is not one of those situations. We are not just here on a fluke. It's not a hot streak. The underlying numbers support where we are in the league, whether it's possession, shots, turnovers. We deserve to be where we are, and it is incredible.
Yeah. I mean, it's fair to say that maybe Sven Botman's passing was a little off in that second half, Alex, would you say? It's very unusual to see, though, wasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I said this at half-time, he made an uncharacteristic mistake. He made a bad pass in the first half.
Yeah.
I said people will make mistakes, and he made a few more.
But his defending was still superb. That's the thing. Even when his passing's not quite right, his defending is just still absolutely awesome.
Yeah, I mean, we've got to remember his age. It's just because he's been a superhuman freakazoid for the last few months. He will have games where certain things go wrong. And if it's going to take him 13, 14 matches to make a few mistakes, that's fine. The amount of points he's gained us and it was still pretty useful for the majority of the game.
Yeah, he was. Chris Wood, we saw him come on at the start of the second half and we were all thinking, oh, God, not to be. That was a proper striker's goal, wasn't it? His back to goal, but his instinct to turn and curl it in the bottom corner. And hopefully that'll give him a bit more confidence moving forward.
Yeah, it was reminiscent of some goals that Wilson scored. I can't believe I'm going to use these words, but it was striker's instinct to spin on the spot
during the game,
and to understand where the goal is. It's about positions. It's about the fact he does it in training. Well done, Chris Wood. We need you to do more of that because there might be a game where there's one goal in it. We need you to do that when it matters. And to be fair, it mattered today because that extended it to 2, made Southampton play out more and got us more goals. Yeah. So that was a reasonably good performance. When he's got too much time on the ball or too much time to think, he just tends to make the wrong decision. Whereas we saw in that his situation where he scored, he had to rely on instinct. And it worked. He got it. He just seems to sort of fluff his lines if he's got a bit too much time.
And then a wonderful finish from Joe Willock, of course, played through by Trippier. It was excellent stuff. And then the way he just rolled it with his studs into the corner. And then Bruno's finish at the end. I mean, that's just what we come to expect with Bruno, isn't it?
Indeed. I mean, Maxi played the 1-2 with him, and they had to stay with Maxi because they weren't sure if he was going to turn and spin. And Bruno just carried on the run in acres of space. It was quite far out. I think the keeper, it was nicely placed in the side netting, but are we just amazing, or was their keeper just a little bit off for the positioning? I think their
keeper was awful.
A couple of goals there were a bit.
Yeah, listen, I think their goalkeeper is awful. Quite frankly, he had a rotten game, but the finishing is just it's sensational right now. It really is. I mean, we are just in dream world. We really are. It really is just something to behold. The confidence of the finishing. You know, we've always had to go at Miggy for his confidence of the finishing. He just looks like he can't miss anything now. And Chris Wood, confidence with his finishing. Beautiful striker's instinct today. Willock gets his goal that he's deserved for a long, long time. Thought he was magnificent today. And Bruno, for me, you know, I mentioned it in commentary. With Bruno, you expect a 9 out of 10 performance every single game. And when he's not quite at that 9, you think, oh, he's had a bit of an off game. But he was still incredible in the midfield. It's just, everything is just looking so good right now.
It's that key thing. I mean, Billy mentions this on occasion, that whenever it's slightly going wrong for us, he's able to just draw a foul. It doesn't matter if it's in our box, in the centre circle, in an attacking position. He just knows, okay, that guy's in a better position than me. That guy's massive. Positions his body the right way, draws a foul. Nine times out of 10.
He did that once in the first half, where he just sort of, I think it was Che Adams. He just used the side of Che Adams, and it looked like, you know, he bounced off him and won the free kick.
Yeah, I mean, we needed Bruno to be like that today, because we were missing the physical presence of Joelinton. Although that's not any criticism on Willock and Longstaff, because I thought they were brilliant today. Both of them were incredible. But there is still a difference in the balance of the team without Joelinton. So we needed the guys to step up physically. And they did. They did really well.
Yeah. Sammy, thank you very much for your $7.99 Saudi Arabian Real, mate. In Eddie, we trust. This is our shan't next game. It sets up the Chelsea game nicely, Alex, because obviously Chelsea have lost today. We could be finding ourselves in pure dreamland going into the World Cup.
I've seen a few Chelsea fans on Twitter already going, oh, God, we've got to play them last. Oh, dear. And yeah, I wouldn't want to play against us. It's at St. James's Park as well. They're going to have to, this is something I've said in recent weeks, people have to absolutely die to get 3 points against us. If you want 3 points, you are going to have to give one of the best performances of your season. Your lads are going to have to run more than they generally run in matches. They're going to have to be more clinical than they are in matches. They're going to be up. It's going to be so difficult for anybody. They're going to have to put on a real show if they want points against us next week.
Yeah. Georgios Photos, thank you for your $10 super chat. Great win. Love it. Let's address Mankio's naff up. We need to keep clean sheets. Look, come on. Mankio's naff up. Yes. Well, actually, it was Anderson that switched off. Anderson was marking Perot. But listen, Mankio hasn't played for bloody months. You know, and Anderson's not a defender. So listen, we conceded 1 goal, big deal. You know, we got they pulled it back to 3-1. We went and scored again. So the goal difference is the same as it would have been at 3-0. So it is what it is. But we've won 4.
I don't know. I'm not happy with Mankio about that. He's 28 years old. He should know better. He's a senior pro.
Maybe
he's left a teenager to cover the right back position.
Maybe so.
I think he should have done a bit better there.
Maybe so. Of course, he should have done better. But the fact is that he hasn't.
It's a blemish on Anderson's record, and it's really not Anderson's fault. You can't be expecting him to cover 2 players bursting into the box. He needed a bit of help from his fullback.
Yeah, but look, sod it. We've won 4-1. Bollocks to it. Our goal difference is exactly the same as it would have been at 3-0 or 4-1. So it is what it is. So we've put the goal difference right when we conceded, and that's for me. That's the main thing.
Plus 17.
I know, it's absolutely incredible. I can't remember the last time that I saw a plus 17 goal difference for Newcastle United, but that is what it is. Listen, Alex, thank you very much for joining me, and we'll see you tonight for the review.
Back at 6 o'clock.
All right, take care, buddy. So there you go. That was Alex's quick thoughts on the game. The Southampton 1, Newcastle 4. What more can you say? We have come to the end of the watch along. Thank you so much to everybody for watching. Again, apologies for not having a proper studio in, but until I get the studio sorted out and the lighting sorted out, etc., with blinds in the window would help. And then I can get my green screen back up and running again. But hey ho, it has been a tremendous game to commentate on. Another fantastic victory for the Toon Army. We just keep marching on. But do join us at 6 p.m. tonight, where we've got the review with the 4 of us back, and of course the all-important player ratings, and celebrating, hopefully staying 3rd in the Premier League if Spurs fail to beat Liverpool in the late kickoff. which is hopefully going to happen. But thank you to everybody that's super chatted. Thanks to all the new subscribers. We welcome you into this fantastic community on this channel. Thank you to the mod squad for a fantastic effort again with so many watching. But thanks to you guys out there for spending the match with me. And I hope you've enjoyed it. And we'll see you at 6 p.m. tonight for the review. In the meantime, take care, guys. Up the mags!